God, greetings everyone. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest, and welcome to Any Given Sunday. Wow, I didn't get to go on last night. It was blame a kid's birthday party with a water slide and beer for the adults. I mean, wow, it's awesome time. But y'all didn't get to see me last night, so in that light, I do apologize for whatever reason. I mean, shit, life happens. But y'all know how it goes. Many of you with lives, know how it goes. But just know this: I do enjoy doing this. I do enjoy coming to YouTube on a weekly basis. I do enjoy doing my little edited videos. They're lots of fun. When you put some effort into something like this, like a actual media presentation, you want it to count. You want it to, you want it to mean something. You want to be able to make impact. You want to be able to, uh, I don't know. I don't think anybody gets in it should want to be an influencer. I would say people call themselves social media influencers. That's a dangerous word because influence goes a long way. Think about it. Who else in the history of mankind, or pretty soon, like they're gonna ban the word mankind or change it into person kind, or I don't know, non-binary kind, like they all whatever fucking thing they want to do. But there have been many, 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 many influencers. Julius Caesar, Napoleon Bonaparte, George Washington, Frederick Douglass, Crispus Attucks, Dred Scott, Marcus Garvey, Ralph Abernathy, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Ida B. Wells. Nah, I shouldn't have said that. I think that was a feminist. Yeah, but that is an influencer, though. Influencer. Zora Neale Hurston, Mary McLeod Bethune, Althea Gibson, Arthur Ashe, Magic Johnson, Jackie Joyner Kersee. Many people throughout the years have been influencers. Think about that when you come to this platform and you actually want to be an influencer. You want to undertake the responsibility of shaping the minds of others. People like Adolf Hitler was able to do that. People like Donald Trump was able to do that. People need to really think about that. Your outreach, the people you touch just by your words, the people whose minds you are able to change. That can be a great thing, or that can be a very, very, very dangerous thing. And the title, the topic, Show the Haters No Mercy, is that when someone is able to gain a foothold of influence against not only your direct interests, but the direct interest of common sense, when you have that, you have to stop it in its tracks. See, we're people. We have always been a people that let monsters get too big. We let them grow too fucking big. We let it get beyond our control. And then when the monster starts pooping all over the place, we start complaining. We start being all a little hyper and shit. Hey, you know what? I was the kind of person that always would try to warn people when the monster was small enough to just go ahead and kill. That was me. That was the kind of person I was. And then I would get looked upon as if I was being some kind of fucking idiot. I bet y'all wish y'all listen to types like me now, because that monster is out of control. And no, this is no diss to anyone, but I'll explain myself. I've said quite a few things, and is I feel like that I do need to explain. I owe that to you guys for subscribing and tuning into these broadcasts and watching my other stuff. I mean, this is one of the few things that none of these quote unquote influencers ever think about. Your ability to touch others. I know that when it comes to, like, let's keep it on YouTube level. See, when you start going outside, you start getting personal. We all start talking about contributions. What have we done for this community? What have we done for these streets? The biggest question: what have black men built? My best answer is this for anyone who's just get real close to the screen and listen about what my answer is as to what black men have built. Stable, committed, common sense black men have built for their families, have built for their children. Just because you don't personally see it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. There are black men across the country and communities everywhere that have built businesses. Just because you don't see them doesn't mean they don't exist. I stay in a community full of those businesses. So you're out of your goddamn minds. Just because your family hasn't done anything doesn't mean that anybody else hasn't done anything. Black men have built. Black men built involuntarily during slavery. But still, black men have built. Sorry, those are just facts. Black men built Tulsa, Black Wall Street. It got burned down by the establishment of jealous ass, racist ass, snowflake crap. In today's context, you call them snowflake conservatives, all the other shit. But basically, violent, jealous, racist. Black men have built literally for everyone, at least in Western culture. And to deny that is total disrespect of the race, and no way, shape, or form will ever make you a true pro-black. Sticking your chest out in front of men and saying that we need to build and we ain't done shit and we're defeated. No. Because you do that from the internet. I bet you any amount of money you guys don't go do this shit in public. Stick your chest out. One guy did, but he was dismissed immediately. Like he had an impact. Dude, you were virtue signaling in front of people. I don't care, because it's like, okay, it's always been like, black men have sacrificed themselves to take care of their families, have been like the business owners of the early part of the 20th century were being lynched. Family man. You build anything as a black man, you are gone. Them, they systemically shut us out. So now you got what we got here. You got a lot of brilliant minds that want to do everything. You can't deny their existence no matter how hard you try. And I'm talking about black men because, we get reminders every day of what black women can do. Okay, so it's like, no, I just said that because, every time you start to try to talk about black men issues, everybody always try to lump in black women. I know there are black people issues, and I know that, I don't want to do the black men are a separate group thing. I don't want to do that. But this kind of shit is kind of being forced due to the feedback that we're getting in public, especially in these new two streets, man. It was like about 8 broadcasts about black men that I ran across today live with hundreds of people watching. I was like, wow. And everybody pretends like this shit doesn't exist. It's like, how do y'all feel like this shit doesn't exist yet? I can see all these broadcasts. Not because I go looking for them. I mean, you press something one time and then it's in your algorithm. So I just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. I can see all that shit. Damn anybody that let me know who Divested Zealot was. I had to go see for myself. Now I'm seeing all the goddamn broadcasts. Her cover photo is despicable. So, I mean, I just threw that one out there. I blame the guys who threw that name out there for me as to why I'm able to see so much shit. And it's not just that person, it's other people too. I don't understand like the little troll thing. Like y'all act like just black men are just bashing black women just furiously and viciously, just with no mercy. Oh my God, he talked about the rolls on her back. Oh my God, like y'all people for us that supposedly is doing all this bashing. Y'all have, and I'm talking about the haters. Y'all have vivid imaginations about what is being said. Wow. I mean, it's cool. I mean, like I say, I never want anybody to shut up. I mean, I'd rather have your pride crushed. I mean, see, like that's more satisfying. But hey, we'll see one day. I'm just saying, it's almost like I'm willing to jump out here and just get offended by every broadcast that says black men. Because, I mean, my name is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Black men being the first 2 words. There's 2 things wrong with that, and I'll explain. But what if I took offense to every broadcast just because my name was Black Men on my YouTube channel? 2 things wrong with that. First off, I don't represent all black men. I represent a thought process, but the black man that I represent is myself. I am the one responsible for what I say. I'm not responsible for what, example, let me pick on this guy, what Judge Dre says. I'm not responsible for that. I mean, I'll take accountability if it's on my channel, of course, because I allow him to be on my panels. But hey, Judge Dre is Judge Dre. He's his own man. Period. So if you want to get mad at me for what some Dre says, hey, I would kind of warn you, I might be the wrong person to come to. You probably have a better chance going to Dre. Just saying. Now have I made subtle disses toward people? Yes, I have. And if they caught it, they caught it. Hey, you know what? Feel free to ask, but you got to say something. Whew. But let me throw out a few suggestions. Let me throw out a few suggestions. Oh man, this computer is acting so slow. Oh, what's up, bro, Rob? I'll explain that. I'm gonna throw out a few suggestions. Okay, word educated lame. Okay, we know every time you say that you're referring to a black guy, and that's for all of you. Anybody who uses the word and tries to act like that's a really serious thing, because that shit's stupid. This is why, I'm trying to mend the cracks. You know, you act like these guys, just because these black men have degrees, mean that they're entitled to a good relationship. You're entitled to a woman. And I've said this before. No one is entitled to anything. Period. No one. And no and here's the one thing that I've always got from black people who thought that other black people were smart. Because, and I face this. I'm not the most educated guy, but I can say complete sentences. Everybody reminds me of my diction and my accent on a constant basis. I would hear from my people who, I mean, I say we say stupid shit all the time, but I don't hate my people. I used to hear from my people when I talk like this, and this is nothing I could help. This is just how I grew up, period. This is how I talk. This is not an act. I'm not trying to do this. This is for real. You know what I used to hear? I used to hear that I thought I was better than everyone. And that's y'all problem with educated people. You think that those guys think that they're better than everyone. Maybe it's no small amount of insecurity or jealousy on your part calling people educated lames. How pro-black is that to call a black man an educated lame? I mean, no, 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 no. Our women don't get respected for being disrespected for being educated. They don't get disrespected. I mean, you let them in on a few facts, they feel disrespected. But our women are called the most educated, the fastest growing entrepreneurs, all that stuff. So I don't want to hear that shit. You down black men for trying to use intelligence. You want intelligence your way. You want a black history lesson. You don't want to support brothers trying to do shit. You want to get on there and talk about them for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fucking hours. Understand this. You will get a response from this shit from now on. Period. That's just how it is. Is if you can't shut the fuck up, hey, I won't shut the fuck up either. But I know how to do it in a fun, adventurous way. I don't have to beef. I don't have to dox. I don't have to shit on you personally. I don't have to bring your family members into it. I can just slowly and gradually prove that you don't belong here. Prove it, not like beyond a shadow of a doubt. You'll realize that. I don't have to tell anybody. I'm not a hater. I didn't come in here hating on black men and black women. I just let y'all in on some facts since y'all want to be bitches. That's how this game goes. Since y'all want to say game all the time. Game. You ain't got no game. Hey, me personally, I don't need no game. My wife in the next room. I just do these shows. I do this shit for fun. I don't do this as a living yet. But I like to do it. So it's all these shit shows about black men. I ain't gonna deny it. There's some guys that have a lot of criticisms about black women too. I don't hear the like. Let me see. There are a couple of guys. there are about 3 or 4 guys that are extremely harsh. But there's about 50 of y'all. So I mean, if we were to start counting, I would say I would be more willing to bet that it's so many channels that drag and trash black men that it wouldn't even matter how many Kevin Samuels and Tommy Sotomayor's are out there. Those are just 2 guys, and those 2 guys transformed the way all of y'all thought. Just admit it. As far as these YouTube streets, as far as social media, for black men not to have power, not to have any control, 2 black men surely triggered each and every fucking one of you. I'm not being a fanboy. Because, see, I triggered people on Facebook. I wish y'all had ran across me then. This shit would have been over in 2017, 2018. A couple of you escaped, though. So, yeah, that's just what we're here to talk about. It's been a while for me. It's just, it hadn't been just YouTube. So, I mean, for real, I've been seeing these little jaded opinions for the longest. And I mean, like, and the reason why I'm going in like this is because all the smoke that everyone has for black men, all like, and I haven't even said the M word yet. The M word that y'all love to use in y'all broadcast, with I mean, with some cases is criticisms, and that's fully understood. Other cases is God, my face is melting. They're talking again. Yeah, I don't give a fuck, man. It's like I can bring it down. I can stay calm. I could just joke around. I could just have a good time. But I can't ignore this shit. When people say that, and people don't understand and people don't empathize. I don't give a shit if they don't empathize because I've been dealing with that shit forever. It's like I put black men in my title. I don't think I deserve anything for it, but goddamn, when you say black men, I gotta wonder. It's just like, good, is damn. It's like who, what, how, when, where. It's like, and then like half these motherfuckers that be talking this shit had great fathers. Three-quarters of them, as a matter of fact. All this distance to fatherhood, and y'all had great fathers. I had a great father too. That's why, like, my lack of empathy for people who come on here complaining just because they didn't have a dad. Yeah, it's fucked up that your dad left. It is. I get it. I get it. And you know what? And people are gonna, like, people who kind of think I'm cool gonna feel a certain way about me saying this. But some of y'all act like it's my fault your father wasn't there. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, just accept it. Get over it. I understand. I'm sorry it happened, but if you made it to adulthood and you were able to open your mouth on YouTube, come on now. Seriously, give yourself some credit. But trashing other people's relationships with their fathers just because you didn't have one, that's unacceptable. Give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what that TV says. I challenge anyone to stop watching network television for 6 months. Well, we got a bit more of a crowd that actually does that over here in these parts. So that might not be a tough thing for you guys to do. I mean, just keep up with current events. Like, you want to know what's going on in the world. Of course, don't go to Facebook articles for everything, but sometimes YouTube channels, they have better information than the damn mainstream media. You can always fact check. Always. You can always fact check. This is why I don't understand why y'all discredit black men so motherfucking much. We had a guy that hangs around in these spaces go to another guy that hates this space and start talking and crapping and crying all over the place. Oh, they hate the women. They hate their moms. They hate their aunties. They hate everything about relationships. They hate marriage. Oh my God! I don't know what's wrong with these guys. Going to the priesthood, I don't care. I mean, funny. I'm married. Like, what the fuck, dude? This is what I don't like. That's what I don't like right there. You act like we're against relationships and marriage. What is wrong with these motherfuckers? Like, damn, it's anything for attention, anything for validation from the one people that you're supposed to lead because they keep saying it. You're supposed to lead. But yet and still, you say shit and then look at them like, oh, did I say the right thing? That's not leading. That's simping. The fuck y'all want? I mean, shit. Am I supposed to come to your neighborhood, knock on your door, shake your hand? Hey, I apologize for being a black man that has failed you. Am I supposed to do that? Am I supposed to do that, y'all? In the chat. In the chat, am I supposed to come to each one of y'all and say, hey, you know what, guy? I failed you. I failed this community. I'm sorry. And this is after the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of insults and disrespect and dumbass shit and pocket realities that y'all make up. Like, I ain't never seen so many people that say black men say this to make up an argument to argue against, because no black man that is actually exist in existence that's like that is sitting right there saying these things. Well, black men say that black women need to go walk in traffic. And you know what I got to say about that, girl? Fuck you. The white man is better anyway. Like, that's literally how they go. I mean, different wording, not literally means exactly, but y'all get the idea. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous as it sounds. Now, are black men perfect? Well, somebody's selling a t-shirt like that, but let's be real. No. Let's be fucking real. I don't like to jack myself off too much. I mean, shit, I got improvements I got to make. Thank God none of them involve being a father, but you know, it's pretty obvious that there are always going to be room for improvement. You know, as much as y'all hate on and suck off KS, you know, and that's just insecurity, because let's face it, you feel like you're not on that man's level and you hate that shit. You wish it was like a updated version of Snoop Dogg that was doing that shit. Yeah, you hate it. You feel bad you can't touch, like just I don't know. I'm not a I don't even watch, like, I watch that dude every now and again. I don't watch him every night, but when I do tune in, it's just like, it's cool. It's some cool shit. It's shit that I can sit there and enjoy. If you can't sit there and enjoy a program, then why are you watching? But anyway, I don't have to like what I'm saying. Y'all don't have to like every black man. I ain't trying to get y'all to like every black man. I mean, I can walk into a room full of black women, neither one of them being Vivica A. Fox, and I could say something about Vivica A. Fox, and I guarantee you, if there's 9 of them in there, 8 of them gonna turn and look at me like I said something wrong. Maybe all 9 just because of peer pressure. You know, black men aren't perfect. Yeah, black men, we have some areas that we have to talk about. We do. If the women don't want to be involved, that's fine. If they're going to be uncooperative, that's a problem. And then if they're going to drag in little men like, the sons that they raise, that's another problem. They're asking you to lead. Lead what? I always say lead yourselves, because y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Lead yourselves. See what happens. Shit. When you start to value yourself a little higher, then you'll find other people that'll do that too. And then, things will shoot up from there. Mr. M Perfection Gaming Channel. Okay, let's chat when you ready. Understood. Under motherfucking stood. Black Light Revelations 2, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in, Juan G's. Hey, I'll subscribe to your channel, man. I was watching Roguish the Build Monger, and they said that you were a content creator, so I went ahead and did that. So subscribe to Juan G's. Go check his content out. It's spelled just like you see in the chat. Like, I put it on the screen again. Juan G's. Go ahead. We're sort of a community here. At the cool table. So, also, yeah, there. I mean, most like, there's content creator Sheed. We hear he's a content creator. If you're not subscribed to him, the fuck, But go ahead and give him Artisan. What's going on, Artisan? Yeah, Artisan. Be on the pop culture stuff. Yeah, I've tuned into a few of his broadcasts. You know, you know, specific taste, but you know, still very enjoyable and still able to have those, you know, different kinds of conversations. And that's what this space is for. Everybody's not supposed to be the same. Everybody ain't supposed to be the same as me. If you know, if you people don't have to speak all the way the same. I don't expect black men to form some social media army and just destroy everything. I mean, I wouldn't ask anything of anyone for real. I'd just be willing to just go on a one man mission. I'm just saying, is I'll be more than willing to do that. Sean Perry, what's going on? Absalom Payanki TV, what's up? Shoot, I don't expect, like I said, I don't expect, you know, I don't expect people to jump on my page immediately. Shoot, you know, gotta talk things out. You I don't know, man, I don't know. We need to do something. We need to do something, but you know, show your haters no mercy, man, because it's like this. Let's liken this to a situation on the outside. Like, you know, you see something wrong with the person, and you just like you let it go and you let it go, and it gets out of control, and all of a sudden, someone who doesn't need to be involved in it, is affected by it. Say, for instance, if a kid is getting bullied and one day he decides to take a gun to school. Now, there are many things that could have prevented that because I know of a couple of cases in my hometown where a couple of young men did that. And there have been school shootings. There have been school shootings. Like you'll hear about them every now and again. And then in the latter years, they just got a little bit more numerous. But it was two of them in particular, I believe, in 2013. One of them, the girl lived. One of them, the girl died. Now, it wasn't purposeful. There were like just like any young man that has a gun that has bad aim, the target is always someone else. But what could have happened to prevent that? Uh, up, up until those moments. Up into those moments. Like maybe there's some going on at the house. You know, maybe the mother or the father is not paying enough attention to their kid. Maybe they're dismissive at the fact that the kid's being bullied. Now, I was bullied, but I never got the idea to take a gun to school. Never entered my mind. So, the one thing that I think about when I compare my situation to others is like, no, and don't get me wrong, all of us aren't alike, all of our environments aren't alike. You know, maybe I had a benefit the other person didn't. But that's the point. You have to get to the bottom of these things. But what happens is we don't pay attention to shit and we let it get out of control. And then we complain when shit is just fucked up. And that's the one thing I feel like, oh, feel, oh God, that word, she'd we hear. Oh, I did it for you. One thing I've observed in this space from broadcast to broadcast, especially from the more elite minds, is why the discussions of why these problems exist, excuse me, and what we can do to solve them, to work toward healing. I don't particularly like the conversations that say we need to heal, we need to heal, we need to heal. But it's in criticism to whatever's being said by some other YouTuber that triggered them. We need to heal. These guys are bullshitting over here. No solution, blah, blah, blah. We need to heal. No, These things need to be fully fleshed out conversations. Forgive me, and I don't really need your forgiveness, but I'm just making conversation. Forgive me if I don't think otherwise. If I don't believe that ignoring something will make it go away. Period. And for that, I'm willing to take all the bullshit criticism from the haters. But I feel like, oh God, there it is again. She, damn you. Nah, we cool. I'm just. I'm willing to take all of the bullshit criticism because I actually care, which is a hard word for me to say. Care. It's CARE. Like, that's a really painful word to squeeze out for me. It's painful because when reality sets in, when you see all the fucked up shit, you start to ask a person like me, why do you care? Why do you care? Because I don't know. Before I'm 90 years old, I would like to see things be okay. 90 at least. There's no guarantee I'm making it to 90, but at least 90. Artisan, let me give you a wrench, dude. Hold on. See, hold on. Just 1 second. Oh, Artisan. I'll give you a wrench, sir. Hold on. Boom. There you go. Ken Shaw, holistic health coach. What's going on? Yeah. But my whole intent was to give black men an environment to freely express ourselves. And the reason why is because the same thing we're seeing on YouTube and Twitter and, various publications today, I've seen that shit 10 years ago. So, I wanted to make sure if I ever could, let's just, let's get together and talk and, just, I don't know. I just like this week, two people that I thought were level headed people, like really just kind of like just said shit that I was just made me question, like just made me question that do black men themselves really want things to get better? And I'm not talking like the haters. I mean, they go in like I don't know. They use the I don't know. They use the WS playbook. That's all I can say they use. But it was just two black men. They just didn't want to hear it. It was good. I mean, I made a post that like I'll say this. I made a post on Facebook about how blackdemographics.com is not good enough for black people to use because it'll dispel the bad narratives about black fathers. And this douche just came in and just thought this is a dude, not a woman, because as much as people want to say about this space, everything ain't about goddamn bashing black women. That's some weak ass retreat. Period. And I think it's just some bullshit. Although there are guys that do it, it's like that ain't all this space, like motherfucker. There's some people outside this space that are pretty funny, that they try to put on this space. If he just a black dude, just some random ass nigga that we ain't never seen before, and he does some fucked up shit, he is automatically put on this space right here. Remember, when you see shit like that, that is desperation. That is horrible desperation. I just like to ask some of those people questions. So, let me explain something I said I was going to explain earlier. Let me pull it up first and then. Because I mean, it was out there for a lot of people to see. So I mean, I have to explain it because somebody got mad. I was like, okay, whatever. Get mad if you want. It's facts. Not really facts. I mean, they were. Yeah, I'm glad I ain't shared the screen yet. That man said nobody wants black men, and he got wow. That's a lot of people watching. See, that's what I'm talking about. How can you not see this shit? It's like, good God, that shit's ridiculous. Hey, I guess black men are the problem. But let's see. Yeah, that was sarcasm. But let me scroll down. You know, all right. This might be. Uh, keep in mind one thing. When I show you this, keep in mind one thing when I show you this. True, true B1, true B1 nature. People who truly love B1 or truly encompass B1, that's an actual value with them. That's an actual they want B1 has a definition, but how it's presented in these YouTube streets is fucked up. And the poll right here has 82 votes. Now for the polls I've done before, that's a little low, but that's not just me. That's not just me. In fact, I don't even vote in these polls. Why? I mean, when you use your right to vote and you're a politician, you have the right to vote for yourself. But I mean, the question I asked, and I want this understood, is that there's B1 how it truly is, and B1 how it's presented on YouTube. And I gotta admit, I was triggered by about 2 or 3 broadcasts that came in my feed from those people. So that's why I made this poll. I just wanted to see what the opinion was. It's not just me, it's these guys. And the poll says this: what's more useful to the black community? B1 YouTube rhetoric or toilet paper? Clue: I can't wipe my butt with one no matter how hard I try. So, I mean, you can take that how you want to. But 26% said B1 YouTube rhetoric. 74% said toilet paper, new or used. Those were the 2 options I put out there. Somebody thought I should have put an I'll pass option out there. I mean, why would I want to do that? Just don't vote. What the fuck I want to. But really, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. Maybe, just maybe, and I was thinking about it. Maybe I worded this wrong. I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not taking it back, but I didn't do this with everyone in mind. I just did this because I had a preconceived mindset. Because everyone I see shouting B1, to me, they just they're on the attack. It ain't facts. It ain't. I mean, some of it's facts, but it's hardly a reason to be as divisive as they are. It's divisive. It's not going to solve anything at the end of the day, period. I don't care how you slice it. I mean, well, and maybe, just maybe, by what's reflected in just these 82 votes on this poll, maybe, just maybe, they have, you got something to work on. See, y'all were willing to run with that y'all were willing to run with that 300-person study throughout the years about, how 60% of black girls are You know, we all know that story. That's a discussion for another broadcast. But 82 is a reflection. It's not, I did this on purpose. I did. I own it. I'll own up to it. Doesn't matter what anyone thinks at the end of the day. Toilet paper, new or used, I was kind of cutting it a little bit. But hey, if 74% thinks that and 26 doesn't, that's you. That's whoever has observed whoever B1 is on this platform. I mean, you do have Dr. Boyce Watkins and Jason Black. Jason Black is very critical of the M word is about to be used. The Black Manosphere. Jason Black. Very, 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 very shitty toward the Black Manosphere. And they both shall be one. They both shall be one. And they both have said stupid shit about the space. But let's not pretend I wasn't talking about those people. Because that's why most of you voted. Let's just go ahead and face that. Them votes ain't about Jason Black and Boyce Watkins. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it brutally honest. All right, I'm about to open up the panel. I don't give a fuck what happens. Bruce Almighty. I mean, you probably encompass what that truly means. All right, I had a super chat. Black in effect. What's up, Mr. Z? Long live the habitual line steppers. Cool kids table. We're changing the black community one person at a time, as it should be. All right. Yay. Kareem, what's going on? Bruce Almighty. I disagree with Jason Black about the Black Manosphere personally, although he exposed and in turn led me to this space. See, that's what haters do. Ironically, he led me here, although his message is building with black folk. I vetted y'all through my view, so we good over here. Of course. I wouldn't think otherwise. Winston Tokahisa, what's going on? Let's do this. Because, Mr. Young was like, hey, man, when are we going to have this chat? Let's go. All right, brother, man. But here's what I want. Seriously, here's what I want. I just want a little bit more common sense used. That's it. That's all it was. Just a bit more common sense. Because that's what we're supposed to be about. Yeah, I just advertised Jason Black here. So, I mean, go check him out, man. He's a black man. Black Authority. Shit. Don't check him out now. I'm on. Yeah, man. Proud to be a black man, even though no one else is proud for me. I wish we would display a little bit more pride every now and again as black men, because pride is often used for another group, and that's not the group I'm talking about. Although that's another accusation. What's going on, Mr. Imp?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah, man. What you got? Like, sound like you got a couple things to get off your chest.
I kind of do.
You kind of do.
First off, yeah, it's not going to be towards my last employer. Great job, by the way. Now, I just recently got let go this Friday because they said I had performance issues, even though I just started there. I'm not going to reveal the name of the company. It was a fun job. I liked it. It was down to precision. And for some odd reason, they said I did not meet the job requirements because I was having performance issues, even though I just started there a week. So, what I really think it might have been is that they thought I must have been trying to go after the one guy's job. I think that's the main reason why they let me go. And for me bringing a doggone chair to work.
Uh,
But mainly, I think that has something to do with me taking that guy's job because I might have actually did it better than what he was doing.
well, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. The company didn't think so, but I wasn't there, so um, let's see. You were there for a week, and they said you had performance issues. What about the training program? What kind of training program was it?
I was getting trained by a senior officer. I'm not going to reveal his name, but he said, you're supposed to be going forward, yada, yada, yada. So I'm actually trying to do what this guy does. And then they bring him and talk to him in the office. And the next thing I know, I'm getting a call from Resource MFG or text saying, well, they decided to let you go. But I'm not sure if it had anything to do with me having a phone conversation with a close friend of mine or not. If that was the reason why I lost my job, was because I was talking with him. So if
Was
that was
company
the case,
was it against company policy, like to talk on the phone while you were training
no, I think he might have had something to do with me getting let go from that job because I
your
was
friend?
actually, yeah, close
All
friend of
right,
mine. Because he been trying to get me
close.
to
They
work where
ain't
he
that close
works,
to
but
you.
I'm like, the thing is, like, I can work there, but I see myself as doing better. If I was actually doing better to you, why would I work at the same establishment you work at? Nothing against your establishment. I'm not picky when it comes to jobs. The fact of the matter is, it
You should
irritated me
be.
because, like, as soon as I had that phone conversation with him, they end up letting me go.
You should be picky when it comes to jobs. I mean,
No, no, I'm not. Every single job title I've had, I put on my resume. So that's just something else I can put on my resume.
as
I'm
long
not
as it
picky
work,
when it comes
like
to jobs.
okay, well, is like I said, what is your field? If you don't mind me asking, do you
My last employment was a slither helper. Basically, I was working around sheet metal.
the one you got to let go from?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that would safety protocols in there, isn't it? Like safety
Well, I
pro,
can't really.
and if you're working with sheet metal, you have to be very precise because you're talking about construction and buildings. I mean, you don't want buildings crashing in on you. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, like I said, you're more probably more knowledge in that than I am. But let's, I mean, what were the what was the perform what were the kind of feedback you was getting as you were training? Like don't
Never said. They just said they were gonna let me go for performance issues. I think it
performance.
came down to me actually taking that guy's job, and I wasn't trying to take nobody's job. Okay,
You
I'm
took
just
a guy job for a week.
I
That's
might
what you're
have
saying.
actually did the measurements better, but if they said I had performance issues, like okay, well I'll just wait 6 months because they said they threw my application out. They said come back in 6 months. I'm like okay, not an issue. I got another
Hey,
job offer at a different establishment.
all right. Well, at least you're able to keep jobs on track. But yeah, man, I wouldn't go back to that place. I mean, they say come back in 6 months. I mean, that's pretty much it. So I would probably charge that one to the game.
Yeah, I could go to a
Black,
different agency. So
Black Light Revelations. Too. He's asking, were you using an arc welder or a spot welder?
neither. I don't want to go into too much detail because I just got let go from there. So all I'm gonna say is it was a
Well, I
big
don't think that's a. I
bowl
don't
of
think that's a
steel.
question. I don't think that's a question that you know. I don't think that's a question that would get you like. I mean, do you put on your job application, Mister Imperfection Gaming Channel? Like, I don't think
Hell
you
no.
have. I don't think you have anything to worry about. I mean, I don't know. I'll put my name out there. I really don't care, but I mean, maybe I should a little bit. Maybe I should have went on ahead with an assumed name or something like that. But shit, you can't be afraid to say stuff, man. I mean,
Oh, I
what are
wasn't.
the odds? What are the odds of them watching this program right here?
Well, the thing is, it could be high. I could be a future employer that's watching this. That's why I want to say too much. But I
I'm
think
pretty,
when I started,
I'm pretty
go ahead.
fucked, man. So I'm just playing. Shoes,
No, go ahead.
but you think they're gonna recognize your voice? I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of guys with that voice.
They might not. But only thing I'm saying is like when I actually
Really?
spoke up about a few key issues, like for instance, like the guy that was training me, I ain't gonna put his name out there, but I had to go to the manager about it because I have asthma. Like, why is this dude, smoking on the floor, or are you smoking around all around the damn sheet metal? I'm like, what the hell are you smoking on the floor for? So I brought it to the manager's attention, and then I guess that didn't happen again. And then when they brought him to the office, I guess that's where he got mad and got pissed off and said, okay, well, we're gonna have to let this guy go. Because he kind of basically said, like,
The guy
hey,
that was
I don't
training you
want
was
you
smoking a
doing this.
cigarette.
Correct, yes. And I let them know that. I just started a week and I told the manager about it. The dude didn't show up the next day. So I'm not sure if he went to go talk with resource about that. But push came to shove. They said I was having performance issues, and they let me go for that. And bringing my own chair. Now that fault, I'll take that one because I shouldn't have brought the doggone chair. But at the same time, you're telling me not to sit down. I'm looking across at the other area, and like the dude is sitting the fuck down. I'm like, okay, well, y'all playing this bullshit ass game. Me, I ain't got time for this. Bye.
All right. Well, cool, man. Hey, maybe we shouldn't go any further with this conversation. But Bruce Almighty, what's going on, man?
What's good, Kev? Y'all hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry about that. I kept hearing little beeps and alert like my stuff was loose. But yeah, man, just wanted to come up and, give a shout out and all that. And then, what he said kind of had me curious too, especially on the HR game and all that. But yeah, with him saying what he said in the last few seconds, I don't know. We might not have to pursue that avenue either further if, we feel like he had risk.
Yeah. Because I mean, he said it a couple times, like he doesn't want to say any names. But I mean, for the reasons I was maybe asking these questions was he was putting this, he was putting it out there. uh,
I mean, I was going to ask if he was a temp for a while and then he took over for temporarily because, people be getting cut these days. And, if, that was just the straw that broke the camel's back or if they was just looking for a reason. That was the angle I was going to go at it, honestly.
uh,
Yes, I was a temp, sir, to answer that question. Yes, I was.
you was a temp.
Okay, so how long does it take them to make you full time? And was it when they cut you, was it right before or a significant time before they was going to make you full time or you was eligible, I should say?
No, like I said, I got let from go from the other job because me and the woman had a falling out, and she felt
Okay.
like she had the right
Okay,
to talk
so
to
it
me like
sounds like you
a
got a lot of backstory as
yeah.
far as incidents at workplaces and whatnot. So I would say to that, like, yeah, I mean, just straighten up, fly white, fly under the radar, and be as professional as you can. I mean, don't let them, don't let them punk you out at the same time, but. You gotta like not make yourself a target or easy target, I should say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Outsmoke. Like, first of all, outspokenness might not be the greatest idea on a job you just start, especially a temp job, because temp jobs let you go just like that. I learned that lesson in 2000, the year
Correct.
2000.
Before my time in the workforce, actually.
So, I mean, I'll tell you, man, people don't have to put up with anyone, and especially in a temp job. And you have to kind of keep, and I'm not saying just keep your mouth shut and not express yourself, but you have to be that kind of guy that has to just look and listen and observe. And you're like, if you were offended by the man's cigarette and is you could have just simply said, I got asthma, blah blah blah. You said it like, what the hell you doing? Like, so it's like that wasn't gonna go over well anyway. So I mean, I'm not, like I said, I wasn't there. Me, like when I was a supervisor of young people, I could pretty much talk to people, and if they were frustrated about something, I wouldn't let them go immediately. But if they just, hand and foot left me no choice, then I let people go. But if you were at a temp job, so is like temp like at least you stay working, but is uh just like Bruce said, you know, just straighten up and fly right, and you know,
I
something
mean,
good will
Don't
follow.
do that.
yeah, I mean, even at like Fortune 500 companies or whatnot, such as the one I work at now, like they'll make you, they got to set up so every employee damn near come in as a temp. You know what I'm saying? And you could be a temp up to a year, a few years, or what have you, until you meet that mark for them to let you in. But until then, it's like you're not a made man. You're not a full mafia member. So you got to kind of pay your dues until you are in that position, and then after that, then tactfully you can turn up. And I use the word, I put emphasis on the word tack.
Yeah,
It gives you leverage more so than you think. It ain't got nothing to do with submission. No, you know how to you save your ammo, you save your shots, and then when you ready to load up that that weapon and fire, yeah, you gonna hit bullseyes.
yeah, and look, temp jobs always have the option to keep a person on. You know, it. I mean, likely. I mean, like I said, I hadn't had a temp job since 2000, but and I don't know how much things have changed and evolved. And you are in a different state, so you know I don't know how y'all do things for real. But then I knew that if you did a good enough job on a temp job, that there would be a permanent position for you there. So, but you have to really skate very carefully with those. So, Nico, what's going on? Respectfully, black men have been conditioned to be socially ignorant when it comes to warring with their enemies in a social context. Black men, some tact will save your life and sanity. Think, man.
Yeah, I wish I took that more to heart while I was in the service, although I did, exercise to illustrate that, thanks to granddad and dad. But still, knowing what I know now, back then, I would have just played the game and just took them for everything they had, personally.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
It's called a means to an end.
Correct.
Yeah. Diamond dog on Con Air.
Exactly. You got to think of yourself as a mercenary. You just, outside at any given time, this whole situation can change. So, with that being said, there's no need to really take nothing personal as long as they still meeting your bottom line.
Yeah, and then you do with that kind of work, you do wear mask, right? But then again,
I would
it's like
think so. You said welding and whatnot.
uh, yeah, he said
Oh,
working with sheet metal. That's what he
oh,
said.
sheet metal. Okay, yeah. Sometimes it can bleed into that. My bad. I mean, I was a material handler about 15 years ago. God dang, can't believe I'm saying that. But yeah, I get it. I get the work and all that. But I also get the characters and everything and how they try to take advantage of I guess what they call lower boat low people who usually take them jobs traditionally. They try to take advantage of their social skills and trying to make them feel insecure and
Oh
attack them on
yeah,
a certain psychological aspect. And they play off that, especially if you're threatening their job, or if you just took a job. Matter of fact, like he just said. So I mean, there's that. And you're a black man.
yeah. My temp job was a construction job, and an old white man pissed me off. So that was it. Like I already had that thought process back then. I ain't think you liked me anyway because I was black. You know, and having a younger mindset. I was. If you thought I think I'm brutally honest now, back then, whoo. So it was over with. I had no problem looking a white man in the eye and telling him how I felt. Period. That's what my dad taught me.
Facts. I mean, I got it honestly as well. I'm just glad I kind of try to be the more filtered, docile version of him. Because if I wasn't, man, look, not to say that he was, I mean, he is a suave Judge Mathis type, but when he turns up, god damn, you wouldn't know the difference sometime. And I was like, okay, I need to pride myself on not going to the extreme like that. Because if I do, I'm kind of bigger than him. I'm kind of more threatening. Something might happen.
Oh yeah,
I.e., get fired, jail, dead, or whatever.
yeah, yeah. I mean, nothing with me ever got past words. I mean, like as far as employment, but I let you know that was it after a while. I mean, you weren't gonna sit up there and just continue to do me like that, but you know that's like that, just like that. It was just I had already had a full time job. I was working this temp job on the side, so you know it wasn't nothing to me. I
There you
just
go.
it's just that no, it's like I never really walk off without a plan. You know that's the mindset I think a lot of us need. You know, and it goes along with common sense. You
Even
know,
if it's at least a contingency plan, have some plan nonetheless.
Mm. Oh yeah, and that's what it is. So anyway, Mr. Imp, how you feel about this? What we're seeing here, Mr. Imp? Did he go off and make a sandwich? Oh, there he
No,
is.
I didn't make a sandwich. I might do that, but I'm listening to what you're saying. I understand it. I do have backup plans, but it seems like every single time I try to tell people about my backup plans, it's like someone, one way or
Mhm.
another, it just seems like someone is trying to constantly sabotage. So that's why I don't talk as much now.
Sabotage.
That's the first rule. Okay, who are you telling about your backup plan outside your inner circle? And if your inner circle is talking against it, then maybe they shouldn't be a part of it.
Yep, and that's why I had to block the guy.
Yeah, because you when you were saying close friend, that didn't sound like a close friend at all.
No, no.
Like, I mean, you know, just yeah. I would say for you, and this is a slight criticism. You have to be a better judge of character. You can't just trust anyone. And you know, like saying someone is a close friend, that's some heavy shit. You know, that's not a light title for anyone. You know, you don't give that title to just anyone. And I am a man that is fortunate to say that I have close friends. You know, they stuck it out with me throughout the years. Period. They were there for me in difficult times. I was there for them in difficult times. We looked out for each other. We've gone on trips. You know, this is just now in present day, we visit each other and our kids play. That's a close friend, not some jackwad that gets you fired. Like that's not a friend at all. And I'm sorry that happened. I'm really sorry that happened.
That's a
You know.
006. At least that's what I'm calling a coworker at my job currently. Because as soon as our first boss got fired in March, went straight turncoat, start backstabbing, undermining, jumped departments, and yeah, he's still at it to this day.
Yeah, also that little bit I told you about,
Huh.
you know, how these jobs are temporary and, you know, if you're good enough, you'll have a permanent position waiting on you. Maybe that so-called close friend thought about that too. Yeah, you know, and okay, shout out to Stoic One, Kev, Donnie, Mr. Imp, chat, long live the habitual line. But Donnie in the chat. Oh shoot, but let's see. That's thank you for the super chat, Stoic One. But I was wanted to highlight a comment I seen up here. Somebody has some advice for you, like basically saying that never tell anyone your plans. Never tell anyone your. Oh yeah, there it is. J Neru 226. What's going on? Keep your mouth shut about your plans.
Yep, and I had to learn that the hard way, so I will be doing that in the future.
Yeah,
That's good.
as long as you learn, as long as you learn.
It's like,
Absalom Pianki TV. Shout out to YAS4W. If you're not subscribed to my boy Donnie, his channel is named just that YAS4W.
you ain't shit.
You ain't shit for watching exactly. So yeah, that's my
Nah, but
habitual.
for real,
Uh,
yeah, it's just a habitual line stepper, brother. I'm sorry for
yeah,
cutting you off.
yeah. Oh yeah, and I haven't even said it yet, but I'm gonna say it right now. After an hour into the broadcast, long live the habitual line steppers.
Long live.
Yes, Absalom Pianki TV. Never let left hand know what the right hand is doing.
Like Michael Corleone said in Godfather 3, never let them know what you're thinking.
Never, never. That's when you do that, you let your power go.
And don't make no mistake. I'm coming from a brother that made this mistake numerous times before you. I was the typical gullible and naive young man back of the day. So it ain't no shade being thrown or nothing like that, and me being cocky. It's me coming from experience. Like, oh damn, when I did this and I did that, they was able to use this against me in the future. But I suppose if I kept it close to my chest and then let others, and then when you keep it close to your chest, if you notice, you can feed certain people information to see if they're on your team or not. Because you give them little throwaway information about you that ain't gonna really harm you, but they'll take it and run with it and then try to undermine and sabotage you with it, and then that's how you expose who your real friends and foes are.
Mm, mm. Yeah, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You speak.
The thing I was about to say, like he's been trying to get me to like work on the same area as him or work at the same job establishment as him. I'm like, that should have been a red flag right there, but it clicked because when I was talking to him, I was explaining to him the job, what I was doing and what I was doing there. And then I remember saying, like, like they was doing this and that. I'm like, why are they doing this on the job? I'm not sure if it was that or it wasn't him. It could have been me, but I seriously doubt that because it's like right after they said that, and then I blocked them, and then they said it was performance issues. But it was like, okay, so it was you the entire time. Because before I was talking with you and before I blocked you, then they sent the text and said, oh, well, you had performance issues. I'm like, huh? I just started there Tuesday. How I'm gonna have performance issues? I just started there. I'm gonna screw up. Okay, I'm being trained how to do the job properly.
And the fact that they didn't give you specifics is very telling. And I
Yes.
can tell you right now, they got away with it because you still a temp at a time. Had you crossed over full time or whatever, well, if you just pulled that HR card or even mentioned it or breathed it, they would have had to give you some type of answers. And then after that, you can combat it later. Deliberation or whatnot with them through the company, or maybe in court if that financially inclined. You know what I mean?
So, Absalom Payanki TV, Little Wayne said it best. Real G's moving silence like lasagna. He really said lasagna. Like I was trying not to accept it, but now I got to. Thanks, Absalom. You have completed my life up until this minute. So,
Oh, you did that flan is making me hungry, but shout out to you nonetheless.
yeah, lasagna is one of my favorite dishes, by the way. So,
Yeah, Garfield on my mind now.
yeah. So the topic is show the haters no mercy, but yeah, we can get back to that. Just try to help my brother out a little bit.
Wait, we really? That's the topic? Oh God,
No,
nigga.
I'd already pretty much gotten out my point in the monologue. So I
I'm
mean,
sorry I missed it. I was on some other, but look, man, look, I've definitely been going through I forgot how it was to have haters until recently, and I'm like, yo, oh shit, so I'm going to definitely run the playback because I gotta restudy on how to deal with this hater situation, especially in the workplace.
I don't know. The best, like I said, the best revenge is to be. You have to be a quiet planner. I would say that.
Yeah, I've been doing that. I've been doing that. But every now and again, I feel like, man, am I being too quiet? Because I've been the opposite other side, but now it's like, okay, I'm being, I don't think I'm being too quiet. I'm thinking I'm handling it the right way, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like you really don't you want to come for me in this position like that, especially. I mean, I can understand, where all the bodies and skeletons are buried, but ever since you jumped ship, I already briefed the new leadership and the new leadership after that. So it's nothing really you can come at me and do. You're just really being a pest right now. But I leave it at that. I let them be a pest for now. But as soon as I get a clear shot in my crosshairs, I'm most likely going to pull the trigger.
Alrighty. Yeah. That sounds like a plan. Like seriously. Sun is hot, Rob. What's going on? Thank you for the super chat. Samson revealed to Delilah the secret to his divine strength, and look what happened to him. So, fellas, if they don't need to know, don't tell them. Period. Absolutely, I agree with that. Let me leave that up there for a second. And up here is Mr. Imperfection Gaming Channel and Bruce Almighty. And we are discussing stuff. Mr. Imperfection was telling us a story about how he got let go from a job, and we were just having a conversation about it. Because we're black men, and we should be having discussions. We should be able to communicate, and and maybe something you hear in this conversation may help the people who watching too. I mean, also there's the greatest chat on social media down there, giving their input. I mean, there's many things if you look for it that you can gain from what we are saying. So, anyway, thank you for the super chat once again, Sinus Hot Raw.
Negroes unite. My version of B1. I don't know what everybody else talking about, but goddamn, well, by the time I got here, it was tarnished. So my bad on the behalf of that.
I mean, the B1 thing is like I said, I realize that there is an actual B1 concept that has meaning. I do get that, but there's also a bastardization of it that is being pushed by a certain group. I don't appreciate the divisive language. If you're truly B1, why is every conversation shit, 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 shit on the brothers?
True, true. Yeah, because trust me, I would not have got into that rim if it came off that off rip. I was already getting shitted on enough, during that
It's a,
time.
I mean, and it's all good because just maybe I'm thinking like in a context that they're thinking. Maybe that I'm
Well, no,
painting them
that's
with a
no,
brush.
and that's the issue, and that means, that just means, brothers like me has been too quiet. However, I have, just was kind of new to it, like till, maybe a few years ago and all that, and before I became truly adept. But now that I know that people are going around bastardizing the message and the whole concept of it, now I'm like, oh God, it's, I'm torn. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, here in this space, y'all do good work, and I wouldn't know. Like you don't really see too much like this outside of that. We want to say B1, but who's really building? Who's really doing what they do? You know what I mean? Like y'all are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I mean, outside of you know, the internet is one, is whatever, but still, a lot of children and technology is coming to this space, to get
there
warmed
is
up about a lot of stuff.
there are if and this is for anybody watching. If you're not getting something from me, there's something to get from someone. In this space that you can learn and actually make money from. It's like we got guys here trying to teach people about stocks and investments. Something that a lot of our parents wouldn't didn't even know about. It's and not there's that's no knock or no diss to parents. No, believe me, that's not it. That's not it. But it's it's useful stuff. I mean, if not telling you how to do it, tell you where you can go learn to do it. I mean, it's plenty of things you can gain from this space if you just look for it. But trashing the brothers trying to make the effort, like that's not no, that's not gonna that's not good. I don't know. Do you think that that there's a lot of that stuff comes from a hurt place? You would say.
Oh man, most definitely for sure. It always starts from a hurt place, from my experience and from what I realized, especially being in this space after the fact. Like, I was fortunate enough to go through all that red pill rage with as far as the exposure of how sophisticated WS was, as well as the gynocracy as well. I had to kind of have a forced crash course en route outside the transitioning out the military. But once I did, I came to a certain understanding. The thing about it is, like, yeah, like I feel like that's just still in their own internal rage and thinking everything, nothing's not ever going to get better, or nothing, it's no point or anything like that. But for all the younger folks that feel like that right now in their current age, I probably felt like that since middle school. So I'm here, I'm here coming from a place, past and beyond that. Like, well, here is where I'm at now. You know what I mean? Like, I get what y'all trying to say, but at the same time, it's like, okay, well, what's next? Either you're gonna do something better, build something better, or you maybe should step aside. But until then, in the meantime, between time, you can vent. You can get your therapeutic session on. That's cool. That's fine and all that. But once it becomes toxic and it harms the group as a whole, that you just need to step aside or get ran through.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah. That's what I've always said. If you don't care, shut the. So, excuse me.
Them allergies.
Yeah, yeah. So if you if you don't like what's going on, stand the fuck aside and let people who care take care of it. Period. Don't be the enemy of progress. Because that's the kind of shit we talk about all the time, the enemy of progress in various forms.
And it's like,
Here,
what's your solution to counter your solution? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your counter solution to mine?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Is I would rather not getting shitted on while listening to a solution. I would rather not that. And I know that on the other side, they rather not get shitted on either. So why can't we just use a little common sense and come to a peaceful medium? But of course, with some of these folks, that's not going to happen.
We
Some
got
of these people are
egos.
too far gone.
Yeah,
I
we
can
got
answer that
ego.
question.
Oh, go ahead, Mr. Imp.
Go ahead.
Now, what I can get from Mr. Black, and it started to click for me, is that a lot of people will hold contempt for you when you start to do better than them. And I never understood that concept because most of my money, or should I say a good quarter of it, went towards helping Black owned businesses. Now,
Awesome thing.
Judge Joe Brown has a sauce that he just came out with recently. So I bought a 3-pack of that. And then there's another Black owned business. I'm not going to put their names out there because, not because I don't want them to be successful. I just don't want nobody to know, actually try to ruin their business model. Now, Joe Brown is well established. Everyone knows him. I didn't realize he had a barbecue sauce. I just recently bought that. So for all these people, they're saying that Black men don't try to help each other build. I'm doing that right now. This is before I got canned. So I'm not sure if I'm still going to be trying to help out Black owned businesses during this time because I got to look for something else in the meantime. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Oh, and from Bruce Almighty, thank you for your service because that's what I wanted to do when I got out of high school. But since I have asthma, they wouldn't let me join the military. So thank you for your service, Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, they lied to you, bro. I had asthma ever since I was an infant.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know if they gave me. I think they gave me a waiver. I mean, it all depends on when you try to join. To be honest, it's all politics, so don't feel too bad.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, trust me, man. I mean, I don't know how severe yours was, but yeah, I had bronchitis as a young child. Then it came back during basic training, and it almost took me out. I had like a fever 104, some bullshit like that. They had to give me antibiotics, and I just had to push through, which ain't as fucking tough as it sounds, because I mean, it was hook and crook. It was a recession, and I was like, yeah, I'd rather be do this and homeless or be on my aunt couch again, whatever. Y'all gotta, push me out. But that didn't happen, so the rest was history. But yeah, if it was during the time where they were they didn't have to boost their ranks and they was having a drawdown, then yeah, they will give you that type of excuse and barrier, because they were doing that a lot back when they were trying to draw down. I just happened to come in right before the Obama era, so therefore they needed more bodies downrange, if that makes sense.
Well, all right. Well, I can't really do that now. I'm a felon. So I gotta wait. And then by the time I actually try to apply, I might age out. So I guess they must not have wanted me, but okay, whatever.
Wow, layers and layers, dude.
Yeah,
Just
it's layers and layers, and it's like
layers.
sometimes you get to the point where it's like, did you really want them to want you? Because I mean, real talk. I mean, it was cool and everything, but you know, a lot of things wasn't cool, and sometimes you got plantation vibes, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Uh, all right. So past the $40. What's going on? J Nero 226. Let's see. He says, this is stem from a conversation. He said, I know one thing, no solution will work if we include black women. That I know for a fact. I think you mean include black women in the planning phase, correct? Because I don't like I get that we lead, but the stewards of our children, we need to. Well, I guess that's something that we have to cover ourselves as well. You know, my thing and the thought process that I grew up with is that you know black women shouldn't have to be told to be better stewards of children because they're supposed to already know. But they obviously, from the way the prison population looks and what happens to our young men quite frequently, maybe they do need to be told. But outside of that, as far as participating in the planning, I don't know. Only the closest ones, I would say. I mean, I don't. Let's see. See, Stoic One. Western black women will generally sabotage progress. You said, I disagree. Yeah, okay. Well, you have your right to disagree. I mean, they is Bruce. What do you think?
So as far as that, man, it comes down to the conditioning and programming. It's going to be highly and very difficult to convince a generation of women who've been brought up in such a way, you know, maybe 2 generations, 3 generations over at this point, that what they're doing was by design and it's wrong and it's coming from us. So, you know, on one hand, we're dealing with that, but on the other hand, we're starting to slowly but surely, you know, get through a little bit. Maybe it's not going to happen in, you know, our prime lifetime, but I don't think that's the point as long as it gets done. You know, we got Sister Toyas and things like that in the space. So, you know, I think it's a potential to turn it around. But as of now, yeah, like it's kind of like you know,
Let me put it to you like this: if and I'll give you a solid answer right now. If and no, it's not a not so solid answer. You take how you want it, but if this generation of black women is reflective of what we see on these social media streets today, then no, not at
yeah,
all, not at all. I'm sorry if they really feel that way. No, you should not be in any plan that furthers this community. Period. I
oh
don't
yeah,
believe.
of course, yeah, they corrupt at this point.
I don't
I
believe
agree
in.
with you that, yeah.
I don't believe in working with a traitor. I don't. If you're going to sit there and you're going to sit there and say black men have failed at something that we haven't really even tried yet. I mean,
Well,
seriously,
in
why,
my mind, by the time they come to that epiphany, they already aged out the pool. Am I wrong?
uh, no, you're not.
I
Yeah, they
mean,
started to
so
finally realize it at 39, 40, 41, and then they could switch back at any time because they've been with it for so long.
yeah, and by then, traditionally, I mean, maybe back in the day, maybe, but you know, now as it stands, yeah, I'm a what early millennial, and we're talking, and people always hyping up how the millennials and alpha and is going. Man, look, man, like it's a wrap. I already know.
Yeah.
It's pretty much on them how they gonna come from behind, and you know, in the NBA final playoff game, how they gonna pull the Jordan game shits or whatever. Like, you know, and I hate to say it that way, but it is what it is, man. Like the biggest slap to the face, you know, in my case is, you know, trying to go out and set out being a anti-example of black man ain't shit, X, Y, and Z, and etc. That I grown up to come to learn and know, just for me to get to the end of this, you know, like Neo off the Matrix when the architect, you know, like yeah, you the so and so iteration of this, and yeah, you're just trying it this way, and the whole time it was like this. Like, you mean to tell me I've been fighting this fucking fight, barely getting play from the said women, while they judge me in this light of other men, and the whole time it was for naught? Oh no, yeah, they got it's a reckoning. They got making up to do. And fuck what I gotta do, you know, at this point. But hey, I wish them the well. I wish them the best, you know, honestly, wholeheartedly. But as it stands now, I have to agree with you, Kev.
No, don't let them do. Nah, can't do it. Sorry. I mean, some of the stuff that like I said, some of the stuff that I see, and some of the stuff that I look at, and it's spilling out in real reality. It really is. I mean, people try to dismiss everything for social media. Oh, it's just social media. People love each other out here. Like
Like we
how?
wasn't living this before social media, right, Kev?
Yeah, it's like what the fuck? Do you not go outside? Shit.
Like, yeah, yeah, but my parents used to harp about me being on the computer, but guess what? Back then, online wasn't like how it is online. I had to actually interact and shit back in the day with, you know, people,
Yeah,
and
yeah. When I was on the
yeah,
internet and the computer, I was looking for like anime and shit. You know?
yeah. I mean, you know, these are your own, but I say that to say, like, look, it was my escape because when I was dealing in, you know, personal situations outside I mean, who was the one that, you know, who was the ones that kind of really, you know, was critical and they attacked me, and you know, men should be better even before I was a man and all this other stuff. You don't be
Oh,
like your dad, don't do this and don't do that and all the other stuff. I mean, I
yeah,
get it, okay, I get it, and here I am try to strive to be the perfectionist against all that, and just to you know find out that you know, well, hey, the whole time, you know, it's like John Connor figuring out he got to be John Connor, the resistance fighter anyway. I tried to do everything I can to prevent this shit, just to find out this is the path that led me into this shit. Type of bullshit is this? You know, that's just where I stand with it.
yeah. To fight for nothing, and that's something. I don't know. I did a couple of broadcasts like maybe a few weeks ago, and I had this one saying, "Save the cooperative." I mean, it just saving a cooperative is kind of a contradictory statement because if they're cooperative, they don't need saving.
Precisely. You know,
Yeah, so it makes it all easy. You know, is working together. Working together in itself is saving each other. If you're willing to cooperate and you're willing to come to that happy medium, then everything will come together. There are so many talented people within our community that could happen, but you know, shit fucking up some shit. You know that we were never willing to face. We always try to put it in the closet like a redheaded stepchild. That was just a saying, you know. I know that's mean and psychotic even, but that's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do. We take all of our problems and then we try to hide behind like we try to hide behind this dog and pony show that we like to pull up. Now, there have been some black men that have been compelled to tell the truth. Like, no, this is bullshit. Let bring that kid out of the closet and let that kid tell his story. You know? Is is and people are upset about that. They are upset about it. It's the pound cake dilemma. I like to call it. You
hey,
know,
that's clever.
black men tell the truth. These so-called, I would say, and I really hate to use these two words again, pro-blacks, because somebody's gonna take that the wrong way. But fuck it. These so-called pro-blacks are upset because they feel like that you are disparaging and tearing down black people by stating facts. about the fucked up shit that goes on. That is the actual enemy of progress. You cannot deny these things. Yet and still, when a black man tells the truth about it, he's a hater. He hates himself. He hates his mother. You know, he's bashing women because you can't anything. You got a group of women that tell you that you should be leading, but at the same time, if you're fucking up shit and somebody say something about it, all of a sudden you can't lead that.
How dare you, Negro? Shouldn't you just
How
be happy
dare
you
you?
free?
Hurry up and buy. Oh man, what up?
And I mean,
Shit.
that's pretty much what it come down to. And I had to get out that mindset because that's exactly the playbook I was going by. Like, well, it could be worse. At least I ain't this. At least this ain't happening. At least, but at the end of the day, motherfuckers take advantage of that shit. You know what I mean? So, you gotta act accordingly, especially when the generational dynamics and stuff shifted the way it did between, men and women and, our set, you know what I'm saying? So, it's like it's hard to explain to older black women that raised you, that you came up under, as well as as your male figures, you like your father, your grandfather, uncles, whatever. But you know when you always got to have a rebuttal when they start asking you, when you gonna give me grandkids, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like I don't think you realize how much the landscape changed compared to back then, how it is now. Like even if we did, what the men, wanted to do then, whether it was patriarchs, simps, or what have you, or even pimps, like that's not gonna work in this modern age and era, you know. So with that being said, it's by design and it hit its mark, and they bought into the feminism and all this, other extra stuff, and it kind of made us like, hey, it is what it is. I didn't come in like that. My dad was very pro-black and stuff for a while and raised me to be that way. But guess what? I had more access to. You can take a good guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably not too much of what he had access to back then. So I understood the message, but I also understood the change of his perspective too. Shout out to my, 2-year-old mulatto sister now, in fact. So it is what it is in certain respects, but at the same time, we can't, what I'm saying, we got to get out this guilt complex, which, I think, this space was a big contributor to getting me out that mindset because I put on that cape and I put on that S on my chest far too long. Like, whether it was childhood or even, early 20s or whatnot, I done it, to my detriment. And it cost me, but I was doing what I felt was right at the time. And with that being said, I'm here now, and yeah, I feel blessed. I feel grateful for being here because yeah, now I can pass along a message such as what I was trying to tell Mr. Imp about, the whole HR issue and you know how they was, handling, acting a job and everything else in between.
Yeah, shout out to Artisan MC. Thanks for the Cash App. I appreciate that. Any given Sunday, show the haters no mercy. All right. Uh, very good. I would say very good conversation thus far. Too. I got Mr. Imperfection Gaming Channel up here and Bruce Almighty. So, yeah, man. I would, yeah, like I said, I don't, I would probably not really like consider myself so much pro-black just by its defined standards of today. I feel like I lean more toward true pro-black, and maybe I'll define that one day. But I'm very careful with using the word pro-black nowadays. Um, I had a father, like I know you mentioned your father. You said he was on the pro-blackness and everything. I had a father and a mother that survived the civil rights era in Montgomery, Alabama. You know,
Mm. Yeah, that's around where they live, where my dad live right now, with my sister.
oh, Montgomery,
Nah, close to it. A
close to
place
Montgomery.
called Pell City.
Pale City, yeah, yeah. I've known one guy from Pale City. Yeah, that's somewhere around. I think around Auburn, that area, maybe Birmingham, closer, like outside of it. Yeah, it's about a good hour or so away from Montgomery. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't I couldn't connect the dots either, but I don't know. Pro black, but you ended up there and X, Y, and Z is going on. So I don't know. I
It's
had
just
have I had time to figure it out. I was in the service, so you know.
yeah. I mean, pro right, but see, the thing is though, a lot of people like think pro black means pro black relationship.
Me
I think
included in one point in time.
yeah, I just like what is and a lot of people say you can't be pro black and date out and whatever your stance on that is, but I think what I've seen in especially public figures, a lot of black men who date out or married out have done things to help the community. Do you think that's out of some form of guilt that they do that, like, or they're trying to get back in with the community in somewhat, or they just love their people? I think a lot of it is they love their people.
Yeah, initially I think they love their people, but then once they start doing things like that, it's like a double-edged sword, i.e., okay, you're doing this, you're doing that, but then why your woman white or why you doing it, oh, you trying to overcompensate for this now, X, Y, and Z, et cetera, et cetera. Like, you know, I never really gave it too much thought to like maybe the last few years in my lifetime, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I never, you know, pro black, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm definitely was pro family and my family never doubted, how I cared about them, whether it was cousins, mothers, aunts, and whatever in between, right? But at the end of the day, you know, I'm dating who I'm dating. You know what I'm saying? I was a child of integration. I kind of was, I feel like I kind of was like, I ain't gonna say tricked, but I kind of was like led into thinking this is okay. You can be pro black, but X, Y, and Z, you got these options, available to you until you got older, and then people start telling you, well, you don't, you ain't really pro black, if you're doing X, Y, and Z, if you sleeping Latina, white, etc. And I'm like, well, no, that's not how I understood it because at the end of the day, I'm still A1 day one down for, my kin and people like who look like me. You know what I mean? Regardless of how proper they may say I sound and everything else like that, my consistency never changed in that regard. So they can say what they want to say. At the end of the day, I'm still gonna have your back, even though you're talking shit to my face. It just depends on a certain degrees, and only you get that privilege. Outside this group, they don't really get that privilege. But I let you get a past, that emotional pass, maybe once or twice, depending on the connection and all that. And I probably shouldn't do that, but just the fact that I'm willing to do that, do I really got to prove my pro-black credentials at the end of the day? And that's the conundrum, don't you think?
Yep, pretty much is. Yeah. I like. I won't do what other blacks have done to me periodically. I won't side with another group of people against another black person. I will not do it. And I mean, it really depends on the situation, but 99.9% of the time, it's not going to happen if I can at all help it. I mean, if like say for instance, if non-black saves my kid in a the other black or another black tries to do my kid harm, then of course in that situation, that's an exception. You know,
Yeah, yeah, automatically all day.
that's that's an
You
exception.
do that to my brother's kids. Yeah.
But scheming, scheming and plotting and planning to bring another black man down with a non-black person, um, and that black person hasn't even done anything to harm anyone, unacceptable. Unacceptable as fuck. I don't care what personal gain you may get from it. You don't plot with a non-black person to bring a black person down. You don't.
Exactly. It's called a code. Even if it's not a pure B1 pro black code, as they would call it, is still our code. Like to us individually. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, at the end of the day, I know I do X, Y, and Z with all type of different type of women outside our group, but let somebody come for another
I don't
brother.
give a fuck. A dick
I'm
doesn't
not.
have eyes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, cause like my older brother like that. I never seen him with nan one sister, but he'd always be like black this and black that and all that. Like not more so to me, but like he acknowledging everything the message like he a Gen X like you, and I'm like okay, well I mean they out here. You know what I'm saying? You can't really say X, Y, and Z when they're trying to you know like make us look good and build with us and commerce with us more so than the other. Yeah, I know I got this chick, but she making six figures and I'm trying to use her. Like, okay. Alright. When you put it that way, it's whatever, man. But execution is key. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it is what it is. It's different levels and degrees of this shit, and I don't put myself in one box, so I had to let go of that guilt recently. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that black man guilt. Like,
Yeah.
like somehow you've turned your back on your race because you've seeked a little pleasure and got it. You know, it's like,
Last time I checked, my little sister was
man,
able to give my dad a grandson because I didn't let her die when I was a grade schooler babysitting an infant. Last time I checked.
oh man, bruh, do what you want, man. You know who you have sex with does not decide your level of blackness. It doesn't. Like, but a lot of BWs that go and date out and yeah, and get like the white man, they let that decide their level of blackness. And for some reason, it's always going to be against black men. Like, how many times have you heard a black woman say, you can date out as long as you don't put down black women or say disparaging things about black women, but then turn around and attack the brothers that don't do that?
Matter of fact, I never really heard them lead with that. They only lead with that when an actual black man is actually starting to do that towards them. But before then, it's all, oh, you doing that? Okay. I mean, it's a few of them, like, my sister's niece who was like her saying, man, like she said one time, like, oh, you ain't dating a black woman? I don't know about you. Like, what you mean you don't know about me? Like, was they really checking for me coming up? I mean, you kind of younger, so you don't know, girl. But I mean, I tried. Like, trust me, I tried. Now they might be feeling me because of my, my experience now, and me coming out of my shell. But like back then, like, no, you had to like peacock, you had to shock a Zulu, you know what I'm saying? You had to do all type of things to get they approved, and then even still, you had to outbeat the competition, the jocks, the what I'm saying, the popular folk, and everything in between. Now all of a sudden y'all paint me in the same light as them, out of nowhere. Once these other group of women start showing interest, eh, funny how that works, right?
Yeah, what's up? Shout out to Mark Lowe and shout out to Mark Nash. Mark Lowe is down there going off. Oh
Shout
man,
out to Black Warrior Spirit. You know what
Black
I'm saying?
Warrior Spirit.
I've been reading your comments, man. Hey, we good, bro. Yeah, that's my war buddy and whatnot. Yeah, man. It's good.
Yeah, but yeah, man. What do you think of them saying like if they mess up, they saying that we were just following your lead? And see, my response to that is, if you were following my lead, you would, I don't know, sit at the house and try to chill a little bit. What is you messing up out there got to do with me? If you're an adult,
I mean, afternoon. It's absolutely nothing. To be honest, it really goes back to the guilt conversation we was having a little earlier. I mean, that really what it came down to. I mean, it. Listen, women, biologically wise and from a survival standpoint, they got to use everything they can to convince us to be under their ire. So I get that aspect of it, but the degree of it and the lengths they would go to, I don't know. Because it's like, come on now, like before the recent amount of time, y'all had more simps than ever. Y'all had them, on your finger pretty much and all that other stuff, especially when the feminist wave and whatnot and what have you came through. You had us right when you wanted us, but you wanted more. You wanted to be too more greedy. And my granddad used to tell me a little, parable about that. I go into that later, but it's all remains the same. Y'all kept overreaching, 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 and now we're here. Now it's equality. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like, it's like I don't know, like I said, it all rooted into guilt and us having to step up to the plate and do better and all the other stuff. Why the whole time they were regressing over these, past 4 decades of time or even further. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, and I can even use my own mother and aunts and stuff as a case study. Fortunately, my youngest aunt, she's starting to catch on, and she you know snagged on to a producer. It seemed like she's doing good, and she's trying to come back around and be like, hey, I'm trying to look out for y'all too. Look at more of y'all as my brothers and nephews. That should tell you something right there. Like, there was a disconnect between the last big mama and the current, matriarchy or what lack of or have you or guy that you have now. And that's my take on it.
All right. Well, we got 58 likes, got 61 watching. That's a pretty good ratio. But oh man, look at this. We got one dislike too. Y'all know what that means. Now I'm feeling objectified by your male gaze. Yep. Yep. Got a dislike. So thank you. Every time I get a dislike, I will play that. Now, don't just be disliking. Well, it helps the algorithm, so whatever. But
My bad. It might have been my ex. We talked about it, girl. Stay off my online, my social media presence. You have yours. Instagram. I mean,
okay. That's it. Okay. I had. Wait a minute. Where did it go? I thought I dropped the link in the chat. I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, drop the link in the chat. Okay. So you said Mark Lowe. Mark Lowe wants to come up, and that's. I just want to see what happens with this. I see the way he's been speaking, so I'm curious. Oh, I guess not. To Mark, your dialect looks familiar. Okay, but I'm not going to make that accusation just yet. Oh, Mark Nash. Thanks, bro. But yeah, if I could get 20 people to match that, it would be a pretty good night. But it's a pretty good night anyway. Shoot, we got a great conversation going. But he says, 20 people, please match my donation and support this great content. I really appreciate the lookout, man. Seriously. But I appreciate your contribution to the super chat. Really appreciate it. So there, there. Yeah, man. But check out Mark Nash as well. He has a channel spelled the same way, Mark Nash. Yeah, he has a variety of content, including a lot of sports broadcasts as well. So check him out. We got him up here. What's going on, Mark Lowe?
Hey, what's happening, brother? Y'all, man? You accusing me of being somebody else, some type of troll? Because I ain't.
Okay. Oh, well.
I mean, I'll show my face if necessary and all that, man. I ain't tripping about none of that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for being as direct as possible with me. I respect that. And no you're not you're not Marco Leonards. So
no,
Marcus a fake troll. You're a fake troll. You're a person troll. You're not a real troll, bro.
You go yeah, with me, man. You won my respect in like 5 seconds.
I'm a bootleg troll, man. So
he said, "What's good, nigga?" We was like, "Hey, bro, we had come here for that. We was just asking."
Yeah, no doubt. So, what's the topic that we're discussing, or what?
It was show the haters no mercy. Okay, I was basically, I was basically addressing all like the little black man haters, but
Oh, okay, I could definitely speak on that.
Word.
I have a simp story too. I wish I could share my screen actually. Because I'm on the iPhone right now, and normally I would use the desktop. Well, excuse me, my laptop. But when I'm on live streams, my laptop starts overheating really hard, and I'll just have connection issues after that. I have a simp story where the simp that tried to white knight for the weave headed hooligan that pretty much ruined my life. He emailed me a few days ago saying, "Hey man, I need a receipt. I still got my receipt. Please come take this bitch back." And it's like, nah, man, you went digging in my garbage can, so enjoy the roaches. And that's what brothers are getting in America right now, as far as the BW. Now, a brother in the chat actually remembers me because I never changed my avatar. The avatar that I'm using right now in this chat room is that's my business. And I'm not even afraid to put my business out there because I'm not marketing to black women. So I could care less, man. I'm gonna say whatever I have to say. And that is my business. But the avatar that I use on YouTube, people remember because that avatar signified, I was really against. I was so called against the white man, the big bad white supremacist. Hey, I was against that, and I used to make a lot of videos helping black people, teaching black people, whether it was health and fitness and wellness, whether it was economics, whether it was I used to show a lot of books, and I used to make introspective videos questioning certain things in society that black people can question themselves in order to get the answers, and I would help them find themselves and say, hey, look, man, this is what's going on, this is that, this is the third. And it all backfired. So if you go on my page now, I actually deleted all of those videos. I have a few videos up of me just boxing a little bit, and I deleted all of the Black Power videos because I realized fighting with and for black people in America in this day and age, it's a losing cause, and you're just setting yourself up for failure because the black race, not us brothers, not introspective thinking brothers, but the black race is ran by dudes that were raised by their mama and their grandmama. And it's a simp culture, it's a matriarchy led culture, and there's period blood all over the mind of the majority of black men. So fighting for and discussing anything with these savages, it's a losing cause. So I gave up on that cause. I got my passport, and I'm ready to divulge those stories whenever I get the mic passed back to me. Thank you.
All right. All right. Made a couple points there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Is
So giving haters no mercy. Black people are some of the biggest haters of themselves. So we have to give them no mercy. All of the educational points that we try to bring up, having these panels, and these panels aren't popular. If you were speaking about Little Dirk having a shootout in his house, that would have got you a whole bunch of more viewers. If you were speaking about anything that deals with degeneracy and just straight up foolishness, you would have a wider audience. But you see, the cream always rises to the top. So brothers such as ourselves that find these safe havens and these educational universities that we can come to, get along, and spread ideas and wisdom and knowledge with each other. It's a beautiful thing, man. And I'm glad that they're few and far in between. So everybody that's in here now, we are on a different wavelength as far as thinking. And I congratulate all you men, brothers.
Yeah, as a signal soldier, I can equate that to low frequency to high frequency. I could definitely get your point and conjecture towards that point and all that.
Yeah.
Especially as long as you realize it's by design, but at the same time, we gotta take the training wheels off. You know what I mean?
That's a fact, man.
Like I don't know, like because like I said, recently, like last 5 years and all that, I was able to start putting things together like this on a broader scale, and I'm like, oh shit, so this was like planned. But at the same time, you know, motherfuckers didn't have to go along with the plan if they knew about it way earlier than I did. You know, that's my gripe with it.
Okay. So let me yeah. So as far as giving haters no mercy, right? As you know, Mark Nash is
Yeah,
trying to say
Cobra
that.
Kai the ass.
Yeah, you're trying to say that I'm not sticking on the topic. Um, yeah, uh, giving haters no mercy. Part of that is actually getting your passport. So, um, when my life was pretty much taken from me, and I was pretty much left for dead, I decided to go outside of the country, um, and to kind of find myself. And when you get there, I'm not gonna. We'll talk about the direct places in a minute. But when you get there, you realize that places that are not Western run, or places that do not have a matriarchy as the leading establishment as far as behavior and culture, and you being a black man that's pretty much an apex predator like myself, I'm a fighter. I have supreme confidence. I like the way that I carry myself. I can dress well, I smell well, and all of these things. When you have that, yeah, Adam Williams, definitely SYSBM. When you have that, you are King Kong, man. You are King Kong, and you are treated like King Kong, and you realize that the disrespect that you're getting from your own in this country, you don't have to tolerate it. Just like Adam Williams said, don't tolerate disrespect. Always go where you're respected, you're protected, you're connected, and and people look at you like you are to be exalted. When I'm away from here, away from BW, I am exalted. And it has nothing to do with money, because again, I'm an apex predator. My money comes with blood on it if you want it. And if you treat me a certain way with respect and love and appreciation, I will do the same. And you tend to get different feelings, like having your kitchen cleaned, food cooked for you without you asking, because I went to a place where I did not speak the language purely, but I still got treated as if I was a damn mayor down there, getting fresh food cooked, getting your apartment or room, wherever you're staying, cleaned and straightened and taken care of before you wake up, things of that nature. And it's just like, oh wow. And you realize that's actually part of the culture, and you don't have to ask. You don't have to have a discussion. You don't have to be called a bitch ass nigga, tell your mama to do it, when you even have to bring these type of points up. And it feels great. It feels amazing. And it gives you a new purpose to want that feeling constantly. So then it also gives you a new purpose to educate yourself, try to go harder in your career or your field, to where you can make money to continue that feeling, and just even do better, man. Like this the simp that I spoke about earlier. Earlier I wanted to take his head off, but then I realized, like, wait a minute, fight for a BW? Are you out of your mind? Like, no, bro, you can have that. Enjoy. You can do whatever you want, because better you than me. And I'm telling you, brothers, it's time to do the same. Leave the disrespect behind.
I definitely agree. You don't have to put up with that shit. You don't. A lot of the time, a lot of brothers do. Like, I define black man guilt as something else. The fact that you, like, a lot of black men actually listen to the fact that these females are saying that we failed and we didn't build anything for them. These brothers start to feel bad. They start to feel guilty. and I don't understand why at all. You can sell me on that shit if you had a suitcase full of money. Wait a minute. But anyway, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And you ain't got to take it. It's just that simple. And you ain't, and not only that, you don't only not have to take it, you don't have to stand in front of the bitch and say, hey, guy, we should be doing better after you got a shit ton of disrespect. Fuck all that. Do you?
That's an absolute fact. So this might upset Mark Nash, but I know we
No,
only
Mark
joke.
Nash.
Nah, we joking. It's all
Okay.
good.
All right.
So what you guys are looking at in my what you guys are looking at on my avatar, it's Coach Mark Mitz. Yes, so that is my business. I was not trying to promote anything, and with your
Hey, dude.
blessing.
Let me put you like this. Let me put you
Yeah.
like this as far as promotion.
Yeah.
If any black man has any business that you are trying to promote, go right ahead. It's like I don't have the option of telling you you can't unless I become an explosively bigger channel.
I appreciate it, homie.
I
But
mean,
even so, that's not what I'm planning to do. But I just don't have the same avatar on my iPhone as I do on my laptop. I'm typing on my laptop and I'm speaking on my iPhone. So that's why they're different avatars. But that particular avatar, right? I'm gonna give you brothers a story, and it does pertain to this business. So my business is Coach Mark Mitz. You can find me on Instagram, one word. Um, and if you do happen to go on that Instagram, you would see that I've had it for quite some time now. And before I went away, I would try to market what I do very much like in in weave factories, the weave distribution plants. I think you guys call them beauty salons in the black community, but ain't much beauty coming out.
sounds about right.
Yeah, ain't much beauty coming out of it. So I remember one particular story. I went inside of one of them and I tried to hand my business cards to the women that were in there. And I don't look like Pookie. I don't dress like Pookie. I don't act like Pookie. So I went in there and they looked at me like man, they looked at me like I was I went up in there and spooned meth in their church. And I'm like, yo, man, like I'm just trying to just promote myself and even be an asset to the community because this is for health and fitness, right? And I just remember that feeling that I got, man. And it was not too long ago that I got on that airplane. I believe I got on the airplane 2 weeks after that or 1 week after that. And I was just like, man, these chicks, like, they looked at me so crazy. And I'm like, man, I ain't even do nothing to these broads, man. Like, I'm just doing what normal people do. I'm just saying, hey, this is what I do. I'm in the area. If you happen to need these services, here I am. But they looked at me crazy, man. My pants was not sagging. I did not have a black and mild in my left ear. And, I actually took a bath. So, that's not the type of dude that
Oh shit.
Well, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Okay,
Oh,
so
that
you know
explains
they got.
everything.
Oh
No,
yeah,
it
they got
doesn't.
preconceived.
Nah,
No,
no,
they got
really.
No, it
preconceived
doesn't.
notions, but they didn't have to fight small dudes coming up. I did. I know not to underestimate their ass, do they?
Oh no, it's nothing about underestimating. Let me tell y'all this. I never knew I was short. And when I leave this place, I don't feel short at all. No, like the women do not. That's not a prerequisite at all.
So
Overseas.
is it your savage or your ruggedness? What are they
Yeah,
looking
it
at that
is.
make them look at? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day with that.
Well, but it's not like I carry myself like a savage or a rugged monster. It's just it is what it
What do
is,
they
and
see?
I think people could
You
see
wear
it.
the wife beater? You got the bicep showing? I mean, what do they see when they see you initially?
Are you talking about the weave rats or when I go overseas?
We talking about book box cover. What is the cover of your book that you're presenting when you come in these places? Not saying it's right, wrong, or the different. I just want to get a broader picture of it.
Okay, brute almighty. I'm a very listen, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm a very astute dressing young man. Like I dress real nice. I'll never forget what I had on when I went into the weave distribution plant. I was looking real nice. I had a cashmere navy blue turtleneck. I had an overcoat on, navy blue Lululemon pants that are on my waist, and I had on a pair of Nike Kill Shots with the navy blue check and the gum bottom. I'm a fly dude, man. I'm what
Oh, so
however
you was
y'all
the
remember
Django.
Brooklyn, huh? Yeah. However y'all remember Brooklyn from back in the 80s and 90s, I'm
Yeah,
one of
that's
them.
what it was. You was Django on
Yeah,
their asses.
right. And because I didn't look like Pookie, I was, I was stepped to the side. So, to make a long story short, if you brothers actually go on my Instagram page, again, that's Coach Mark Mitz, one word, you will see that the videos that I made, there are no BWs in them, and there won't be. Those videos were from females that actually wanted to help me get content for my channel. When I told them what it was that I was doing, their eyes lit up and they was like, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. And I actually have a lot more. It's just I don't know how and when to put it out there. I'm still a little new to the social media realm. And I'll tell you this also. Ever since then, when now they're seeing that ain't no scraggles in my videos, I've actually had someone ask where the black women at, for one. And then since then, I've gotten numerous requests for training. And so far, I've I've gotten two scrags and one of them with her three kids. So since I've left the community and has not marketed towards and making sure that I won't, and I'll be just having who treats me well as the forefront of this particular endeavor that I'm running. That's when they start coming, and ever since I started coming back, like I said, I went twice since February. I don't even look at them anymore, man. Like, she could have the biggest stanko butt, or whatever it is that other brothers are looking for, and I pay them no mind, and it's an actual refreshing feeling, because now I'm focused on business. I'm focused on more just making sure that I'm set up in order to have that kingly treatment and the kingly life that we deserve as free thinking black men who are not into the whole pookie biz. The life that we deserve from being so downtrodden and beaten for how long, decades of our entire life, raised by mothers, some of us raised to hate ourselves, raised to always fight our brothers. And I don't want that for myself anymore, man. I came to this country in 1987, man, right in Brooklyn, New York, and it was as rough as what's underneath them wigs, man.
How
So
old are you now?
What?
I'm 39, but I don't look it. I don't look a day over whatever age people tell me I am. When I went the last time, somebody told me to my face they didn't believe me, and I was 25 years old. And I guess it also comes with my height a little bit, since everybody's asking my height. But yeah, and I noticed through 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 just wisdom, knowledge, and leaving these niggas alone, you acquire peace. And that's my goal, and that should be everybody else's that's in here, man. SYSBM, brothers.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel what you're saying and all that, because I mean, there's definitely deep truths to that, and it's definitely things I had to, you know, uh, come to grips with and overcome as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm 36 myself, but yeah, I definitely had to, accept, you know, accept my lot in life, and when it came to the dynamics between me and in the black community, black sisters specifically, and all that other stuff, which at the end of the day ended up, yeah, becoming more of a benefit, for me, as you probably already know. But at the same time, what I'm saying, yeah, the flesh wounds kind of hurt, but I mean, it is what it is. you know, at the end of the day, uh, we age differently from women, so there's that. So any woman back then that, you know, we may have been interested in is kind of off the table at our, you know, point in time right now. So, you know, it's all, you know, in that respect, it's all good. But I definitely see where you're coming from with that, and see, you know, why, you know, you take the stance you do. You know what I mean? Not saying that I'm all the way like that, but at the same time, like, look, you know, you get tired of fighting certain, fighting certain fights, and then, you just want to, be more productive in a certain other area, and then sometimes doing that alone turns the tide, as you experience yourself with, all of a sudden they want to know what's going on, what you got cooking. They coming to you like, Dr. Dre saying that Eminem song, and you like, this aftermath, what, to whom it may concern. What do y'all want? What do y'all need? And I might give you the time of day or whatever, you know?
That's a fact, man. Yeah, and like you said, to expound on your point, you know, a boxing match, it used to be 15 rounds, now it's 12 rounds, and it could only go for so long. There has to be a winner and there has to be a loser, or it got to be a draw. But you can't fight for you can't fight until somebody just can't throw no punches no more. It has to be sanctioned. And with things, with what we're going through, you know what I'm saying? It's about time that we sanction our own fights, where it's like, look, I'm only going to fight this fight for how long? I'm only going to fight this fight for how long? And, then I'm going to just knock her ass out. And that's what I did. The BW is knocked out. I have nothing to do with, don't want, enjoy, thank you, au revoir, whatever else. I'll see y'all when I get there, and well, I'm not going to say unfortunately. Fortunately, that's how it had to be, because this is not from our doing. The black man did not. The black man did not get government grants to kick the black woman out of her home. The black man does not call 911 on the black woman to make phony domestic violence charges against her. The black man does not do these things, and a plethora of other acts that are unforgivable and easily accessible to do when you want to be spiteful to somebody. The black man doesn't do that. The black man the black man doesn't necessarily abandon his children. He doesn't do that. Like, let's keep it real, man. The amount of stories that we've heard, but the amount of truths that we know, where a brother didn't abandon his children. He got the cops called on him, and a restraining order filed against him. And if he goes anywhere within 600 feet and this, that, and the third, we know these stories. We've experienced these stories. Some of us are living truths to these stories. So we didn't do that. They did that. So it's time that you don't necessarily have to say, oh, this is what it's come down to. No, man, you have to sanction your fight, knock her ass out, and then go look for the peace to where peace is for you.
You mean that? I would say you mean that kind of figuratively, right? the whole knockout thing.
I like to make that clear too. I get the analogies, man, but man, sometimes we be going in.
Yeah, listen, don't dirty your hands on that weave, man. I mean, just turn around.
It's 15, we gonna hug it out. We gonna give them cuddles to death.
I meant figuratively. Just walk the other direction.
Let me say something. Let me say something real quick. I highlighted a comment that Cam Robb said, and Cam Robb has been watching this program every weekend, so I thought it should have some acknowledgement. He said, I had a beautiful ADOS woman and was with her for 10 years, but she died last year. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. When you find one, you hold on to it as much as you can, but sometimes in life, man, it's something to take that person from us, and it hurts. It really does. And I'm really sorry to hear that, man. I mean, seriously, sincerely.
My condolences, Cam.
Yeah, condolences.
Condolences to the homie, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like we say, I understand your feelings, Mark Lowe. Seriously, because just based on a lot of what I see out here, and it did sound like that. You do sound like that you're a pretty clean cut brother, and you got to understand you're in the climate. You're in the kind of climate right now that people actually say that black men are like gay for wearing suits. Like being kept and not carrying ourselves like a Pookie type, the big t-shirt wearing saggy pants, in some cases jeans so skinny you can't pull them all the way up. I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Conveniently forgetting to brush your teeth, all that. Yeah, well, yeah, I know. We're gonna be called gay for everything, man.
yeah, I mean, it seems like everything is gay except for actual sexual intercourse with a same-sex person.
Right.
It's so funny to me, but it is what it is, man. It goes with the territory, and I mean, like, but my deal is you don't have to put up with it, but at the same time, use a little common sense while not putting up with it. Is do what's best for you in your life, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay. What has been talking about shoe size and socks and all the other stuff. Like, what the fuck? That's a troll right there. So I'm gonna give you a couple more chances to say something that actually matters. Shout out to Soraya. What's going on? Nice to see you in here.
Ain't no shout out to Soraya. Soraya, what's going on in here is I'm in here. My name is Mark Lowe from Brooklyn, New York, and I have sworn off a black woman, including you.
Oh, well, that's okay. Well, thank you for coming to my Cavs channel, Sarai. Anyway, yeah, appreciate the.
Hey man, ain't no mercy, man. Ain't no mercy.
No mercy. No.
Ain't no mountain high low.
Until she can prove otherwise.
Well,
you have to go with what you know.
Look, she said, "Excuse me." You want to click?
Excuse me.
I see.
Yeah. She sounds like she's and that's it. You direct something towards somebody, they do have the right to respond, and that's the whole point that I've been trying to get across to people. If you say, I mean, and she does have the right to respond to what you just said. But
I ain't tripping. I mean, I'm only joking.
No, but let me finish. That's the whole point of what I say when to say show no mercy. If for all the things said about black men, and black men do have the right to be concerned about it, we can respond. Simple, point blank, end of discussion. I'm an assertive black man. I was on both sides of it. I was on the non-assertive side for a long time, and that's actually what made me assertive. The fact that I was non-assertive, and at a young age, and I really, really began to think about it. And the one thing that I really started to believe was that the more and more non-assertive I was, that the asshole and bitches were getting away with like really doing some low-key grimy shit, or saying low-key grimy shit all the time. So when I came to that realization, it was just like a light bulb went off. Like, damn, I gained nothing, including respect, from being non-assertive. Period. It's not something. Being non-assertive is not so much confrontational or telling everybody to fuck the world, kiss my balls, or anything like that. It wasn't like that. But it's the fact is, when you first see any signs of anyone trying to disrespect you, you cut that shit off. No matter how much they keep going or try to keep going, you cut that shit off. Period. You let them know in more or less words that just kind of, there's no use. Shut the fuck up. I'm done dealing. And I happen to feel if you are if you are aggressed upon, that you have the right to respond. Period. Absolutely. Now, we do have some black men that do feel, SYSBM. We do have that, but we do have a lot more females that has been really free to express their disdain for the bros in on a larger scale. So it's not so much tit for tat. I would say tit for tat doesn't really solve anything, but I understand how some of these brothers feel just by what I observe as far as the commentary about black men and black men also telling me about their personal experiences. That's not like my recommend. I don't recommend you blame the entire group, but people feel how they feel, and that's just it. You know, I know that from the way Mark is speaking, I can't change his mind, and I wouldn't try to change his mind because the burden, like just me, just what from what I observed, I think that the BW has to more so come to the table with with some peace and some type of apology. Like is gotten to the point where, I mean, cause it's like this. I'm a man. I'm a black man with my own opinion. You know, I don't let people like, I would say, Tommy or people like Kevin. They're their own people. They're the ones that are responsible for what they say, and I can agree with the shit or not. But I'm my own person. Period. But I'm not going to force someone like Mark to be me. You know, I have a little bit more optimism for a small percentage of BWs. A small percentage that, I mean, and I'm going to tell everyone this: you're going to be partial toward family members if they haven't completely screwed you over. You're going to have some bias toward family members. I have a huge extreme bias toward my daughter. She doesn't represent the collective, the bitches that keep fucking everything up. You know, she doesn't represent that. She's a little girl. She's full of happiness and she has a chance to not be like that. But I know there's a chance that she's going to be judged based on the behavior of the bitches. So I have to do what I can to not only instill some insertion in her, but a shit ton of common sense, and to not be a follower. Like not so. I mean, I'm not per se. If she becomes a leader of some type, which I personally don't believe in females leading, but who knows how times will be by the time that I turn into a old and gray man that can't even hold his own bathroom stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, my daughter is my bias. The sky's the limit for her, and I want everything possible. But the vast majority of women, I don't think you can really just lead or be in that position, or change. Like, I know that y'all probably don't care about changing Mark's mind, and I know Mark doesn't give a shit either. He's gonna do him. At the same time, I know that. I probably can't say much to change. Let's go ahead and let's say somebody like a Cynthia G. I know that I'm not going to be able to ever change her mind. Ever change her mind. But I think Mark realizes this, and every one of you need to realize this. There is going to be a consequence for whatever you say. Period. There's going to be that. You're going to be held responsible at some point for what you say. I just don't like being held responsible for what others do. Like, say, like I was the guy that tried to steer the Pookie in a better direction. Have you ever been the guy that was the level head that hung around a bunch of Pookies? I mean,
yeah. That's an open question.
Yeah, well, this is a literal question because I'm about to make a real quick point.
I didn't hang around that many. I had a few in high school, and I talked with this one guy from time to time. But in the literal sense, not that many Pookies I hanged around because I was focused on school. I'm a certified medical assistant. I'm not sure if I said that already.
No, you Is that Mark or Lo or Mr. Imp?
No, that's Imp.
Imp, you're a certified medical assistant and you don't have a job? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because I couldn't get blood draws down. That was my biggest drawback with that certificate.
Okay. Well, here's the point I was trying to make. Just as much as I'm looking at them, like just as much as they're looking at me like I'm some kind of oddball for not being like the most clowny clown, Pookie, ready to ride, rah on these fools. Let me run up and this old chick raw and then pay for her weave and all that stuff. As much as they look at me like I'm the oddball, I'm looking at them the same goddamn way. I'm looking at them like, what the fuck? Not so much judging, because it's like I don't think that my understanding of what Pookie is what everybody's understanding of what Pookie is. Like seriously, when I refer to a Pookie, I'm not referring to just a certain archetype. I'm referring to a mentality, a very failed mentality. If you don't have a failed mentality, then maybe you're not a Pookie. Let's just think about it that way. But just as just as they were looking at me weird because I wasn't trying to get drunk every night, or it just is like I said, trying to get into some form of trouble. I was looking at them for being odd for not doing better with themselves. So it's pretty even, and I think that's what a lot of their problem is. Even though that I did say earlier that they thought that I said that I was, they just because I talked a certain way, that I felt that I was better than they were. And in a lot of instances, I kind of do, seeing that I was able to use more common sense and survive and not get into so much trouble by who I am. Since I mean, and it's not, and this is not like, okay, since y'all want to bullshit and since y'all want to call people's lanes and for being smarter and staying out of trouble and call just all the other shit. I'm just letting you know from this side what I'm thinking about you. So we can either all come to an understanding, or I can keep telling the truth and reveal a little bit more about what I think of you. Haters. And I'm referring to the haters. Okay. It's not, fortunately, everyone isn't like that. Not all X is like that. Not all. So there. That's the one little thing I can pull out of it. So let's see. Thoughts, gentlemen?
I definitely agree.
Because if Donnie don't make it up here soon, I'm gonna call it a day. I've been traveling all day, so
it's all good. I definitely agree with your statement, and my thing was it wasn't really it was just poking fun. I don't know that young lady. I didn't really mean that. I don't personally.
Well, when you come here's the thing: when you come to a channel named Black Men Being Brutally Honest, you kind of gotta expect the unexpected.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. But listen, man. Some of my story is even too painful to tell. So it's like I come from, and again, like some of these brothers. Well, one in particular actually remembers when I was Mr. Black Power. I was very concerned about the community. I was very on the front lines for the community, and unfortunately, the community did not do the same. And it's just not, it's not a woe is me story. The community doesn't do the same for the community, so it's not like my story is something that I'm boo-hooing about because it happened to me. But like I said, it has happened to countless amounts of brothers. When you're not thugged out the most, or you don't just look at the statistics, man. Even on your Instagram page, brother, a dude like Trick Daddy Dollars has 8 baby mothers, and that's not something that's an anomaly. I'm sure his brother probably has 8 baby mothers, and many men in Miami that looks like him. We know the stories about Memphis. We know the stories about Los Angeles, Chicago,
God
New York
damn.
City. Yeah. So it's like
And then all of this stuff we've periodically discussed before. So yeah, we
absolutely.
know.
So yeah. So it's not like I'm using my personal stories to just be like, oh, well, it's me. No, it's brothers. And
It's
yeah,
called evidence. It's called facts. It's called
absolutely,
statistics. It's called like
absolutely.
what we see with our fucking eyes.
Right, right.
But we got Donnie up here, my habitual line stepper brother.
Hey,
From
peace, Donnie.
Long live.
Chad, what's going on, bro? Long live the habitual line steppers. How y'all living
Long
tonight?
Live. What's going on? Yeah, man. Pretty much we're talking about, show the haters no mercy in the context of, stop letting so much shit get by. I mean, there's ways to show them no mercy, without so much physically attacking. But I mean, it's like the thing is, man, once you let something get out of hand or letting something get out of hand is the fact that you let it go for so long. We shouldn't be letting shit go at this point. It's I mean, not to say go looking for a fight, going looking for trouble, but being sort of a common sense problem solver through a select choice of words, so to speak.
Yeah, basically you're holding the line. You know what I mean? It's all too often that we are in a society that hates, denigrates, and just generally doesn't respect black men. And as a black man, I see it all too often. I don't let the shit slide. I say something. Now I'm not finna argue you down about the shit, but I say something. Oh well, black men, bitch, that's not really true, but it is what it is. It's too often where we have dudes who will lay down and take whatever's being said about black men, or even go the other route and be like, well, yeah, these ladies are right. Well, why? Because they feel that way. Right? No logic behind it. They just run with the narrative. And at this point in the game, it's too late in the day for that shit. It's sickening, it's sad, and it's pathetic. I'm over this shit. So I do speak out on it, especially on my channel. I will say something. But as far as chasing a bitch down over it, I I find all too often that when you have a conversation with people that are saying negative things about black men, they're either white supremacists, bed wenches with no hope, or total fucking losers to begin with. So, what do I look like arguing with a complete fucking loser? But y'all go ahead.
Well,
That's
we're
just me.
not so much saying argue, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but putting a motherfucker in place. Yeah, I would say that would be more so along the lines of the context, and I think you pretty much established that pretty good, Donnie. you know, So thanks for that word. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And we respond. I mean, it's if it's at conversational level, you don't have to let it go. You don't. I mean, I'm not saying sit there and yell, argue, trade insults, because that's not productive. You can always explain your case. Period. It's just you don't have to be disrespectful. You will be seen as disrespectful any motherfucking way because you're dealing with some idiots, and Roger has often, me and him have often had this discussion, and he has said to me, and I mean, I'm not too proud to say that I can learn a few things from people like Roger and Donnie, but he said this, Kev, you're just gonna have to accept that some people are just plain stupid. That you're
They
gonna
just want
have,
to be losers to their core.
yeah. Soraya still here? Yeah, I mean, shoot. Yeah, she is. She's still here.
To what end is I wondering? Is all like interesting, but I mean, we already got.
I mean, like I said, like just like with the Facebook group, just like with these YouTube channels, we can't stop them from coming.
I mean, I
I don't
always
want,
find that interesting too.
and I don't want to stop them from coming. I mean, seriously, a lot of people look at this channel as black men, but it's a YouTube channel. Anybody can watch. Anyone. I mean, it's like, and why would I want my audience to, why would I not want my audience to grow? Sarai, I'm on every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday evening. Whenever you have time to tune in, you can tune in. And that's just like anyone in this chat. I just started.
What is Soraya talking? I missed all that.
Sarai is not talking anything heavy. You know, she's not. She's not being hostile. She's not being, she's not being like some others that have come here.
Just little pokes here and there. I mean, not pokes in certain respect, but like it looked like her curiosity is peaked. I can't say that.
Yeah, and that's cool. I mean, like I said, I am not gonna stop anyone from tuning in to these broadcasts. But the moderators, they are cool, level-headed people. If anyone really gets out of line, they don't time people out like that, not like other YouTube channels. But if people get seriously out of line, they do their jobs, and they're pretty balanced around here. Actually, I discourage timing out. Like I discourage as much as I can. A lot of these channels don't, but I do. But if they're not getting too crazy, but if they're like only if they're doing something like, being very disrespectful to the panelist and being very disrespectful to you, as long as you don't start anything. It's
like Roger Strolls lately. Yeah, when they get on that level, then we gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah, we gotta do what we gotta do then. Like, yeah, Roger be having some pretty popping live streams. But it hasn't gotten too crazy over here. Saraya's been cool. I mean, for what I can see. Yeah, so I mean, but it just we have some pretty cautious gentlemen over here because we have had experiences with sisterhood on a social media level, and a lot of these guys that do come to this space express their experiences, and a lot of them are okay, some of them are good, a lot of them aren't good, and a lot of them can be used as cautionary tales. Depending on the details of the situation. I will tell you this, I have no problem holding another black man accountable, and none of us do. And you can't say that black men have a problem holding other black men accountable, because that is not true at all. And I just repeated myself. So I hope you got it. If you didn't hear it the first time, I hope you heard it the second time.
If you don't think it's true, observe us in middle school and high school, goddammit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Shit.
Hey.
Standards and stuff. I've been in the military, and I can tell you the dress code, being a brother in high school and middle school, was on par with the military rules and regulations of having a dress code. You wearing what with what? Oh, hell no, Negro. You out of line, bruh. I can't believe you wearing that with this. Like, what? But I like Adidas and Jay. No, bruh. If you don't get your ass, so we definitely hold ourselves accountable, whether it's low scale or high scale. It's always a consistent thing.
Yeah. So, Donnie, have you ever held another male accountable?
I do it all the time. I haven't seen too many black men that don't hold other black men accountable.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, I just don't limit that to family members, but friends as well. I mean, it's like they hold me accountable for shit that ain't even necessary sometimes. I'm like, man, get the fuck off me. But it's the whole point is, yes, we do. Black men do hold other black men accountable. That's just ignored because a lot of BWs don't want to be held accountable themselves.
Right. And that's what I was going to go into. Typically, when you hear that talking point, it's because you've said something that hit a nerve, and rather than progress with the situation and hold this woman accountable and speak on really a bad situation that this woman created, it becomes, well, what about the man? It takes two. Well, what about him? And well, at this point, it's like this, right? I could be a car salesman. I know this car is fucked up. I know this car is raggedy. You have the option to come and look at this car, make sure this car is something that you want to buy, and go from there. I tell you everything that is wrong with this car. You've seen everything is wrong with this car. You buy this car, you then take this car home, and everything that I told you about this car is wrong, comes true. Who's at fault here? The person that bought that car, because you chose to make that bad decision. That's just the way it is. A lot of these dudes out here are for a fun time, not a long time. So these women go out and go deal with these men for a fun time, not a long time, and end up pregnant. And now you have a long time with a man that was only there for a fun time. You fucked up. So this is just one of the conversations that has to be had in the community. And it always relates back to, well, what about the men? Well, the nigga told you he was there for a fun time, not a long time, but you had a baby with him.
Facts, 100% facts.
Yeah, the shit is crazy to me. But holding the other party accountable is treasonous at best, right? You don't love black women. You don't care for BWs. We'll go with that term. You don't care for BWs, all because you said you should have made better choices. How many times have you? I'll put it like this: I went on a date with a chick years ago. The chick told me I wasn't street enough, and I was like, huh? What does that mean? I just want a dude who, I don't know, maybe just got out of jail, got it out the mud, and is grinding. Oh, okay. Well, good luck being a single mother. And I say this all the time. I checked her because I kept her on Instagram. I knew it was going. 2 years later, she was a single mother by a jail nigga. These chicks consistently choose the wrong package, and then when that's done, what do? They want to go out and go find the nigga who is aiming for something else in life, and they want to bring their baggage and act like their baggage isn't their baggage. It's
Hey,
a blessing.
Hey, you know what them niggas are aiming for? Your eggs inside your womb. Shooting up the club.
And you know, they got the nerve to say my kids come as a package. Like ain't nobody what?
Bitch, that's not a package I want. Return to sender. Return to sender.
Right. I got my receipt right here.
Another thing I would like to add. So when people say to get it about the mud, what they're really saying is, hey, we want you to go ahead and do something that could possibly get you landed in jail for an extremely long time.
Yep.
So when they use that little bullshit, don't listen to them when they use that crap.
Right. Because mud is dirt. So it means they got their hands dirty. And that's now a popular saying. It's become a hashtag. It's become a meme. Whatever other type of communication these Negroes use, whether it's hashtags, memes, or whatever. But that's the popular saying. That's the thing in 2021, right? Get it out the mud or fumble in the bag, whatever other silly euphemisms that they use. But when you dissect the actual term, it's getting your hands dirty. So the most popular euphemism in Black culture right now is getting your hands dirty in order to become successful. And if you want the perfect example, just look at all the PPP fraud loans that's going around right now. So yeah, that's, and they'll say, "Oh, I got it out the mud." Like this. Listen, brothers, man, I implore all of y'all to get y'all passport, man. That's why SBM.
It's the only way you can do it. I can tell you this. I've been in the streets. I've been out doing the wrong shit. The only thing that really got my life together was I chose to get in the gym. And because of that, that put me into a mental state of focus and making pretty much the right choices. But I also understood that when I was dealing with women, they dealt with me because they felt a sense of excitement because I could really potentially get into trouble at any moment. And that was some shit that they could they could really kind of ride the wave on, right? It was also a situation to where nobody was really, like, even to this day, nobody's really gonna fuck with me because of my reputation of the shit that I did in the city that I lived in. So you felt like like she could go up and go talk crazy to a dude and be like, "Well, that's my boyfriend." Oh, you can't do that with Steve Urkel, right? But that shit also ultimately gets old because when it comes down to, hey, we want to get my kid into school. Who's the father? Stefan Urkel. Oh yeah, no, we're looking for Steve Urkel. You know what I'm saying? Steve Urkel is also the one who's going to be able to pay bills and make sure that the house is straight and everything else. Meanwhile, Stefan is the nigga that's in and out of jail and got other baby mamas that's paying child support. He's consistently fucked up and possibly putting out a bad PPP loan.
Yeah, they just got rid of that program.
They coming for all the mud hands right now. All of y'all that got mud on y'all hands on Instagram, you know, with your in your Hellcats. Oh, they coming. They is coming. All them. Listen, man. There's websites where you can type in people's names to see if they got that loan, and I was doing it myself, typing in people's names, and I seen people I know that got them loans, man, and it just so happens.
Nigga, I'm gonna need to drop that in the back chat. Drop that in the back chat.
Nope. And all of these who owned a barbershop, a beauty salon, like, oh yeah. And it just so happens most of these loans is the same dollar amount from an S corp. So that tells you that it was a honeypot to begin with. Like the feds just said, you know what? We gonna recoup from this COVID. Whatever we lost governmentally and whatever we lost in taxes and everything, we gotta recoup because dumb niggas are gonna sign up for this and we gonna get them. That
aren't they hitting people with fines and jail time, so they getting double payment, right?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. It's gonna be a reckoning when all this is over, man. Because like I said, there's websites. You just go type in somebody's name, and if you know somebody that you know they're gonna be involved in some type of stuff, and you see them, I seen it myself today. I seen a particular person said he owned a barbershop. Funny part about it is this nigga's a Rastafarian and he never got a haircut a day in his life, but he owned a barbershop. And I seen they gave him accepted loan. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, pretty cool. But they're gonna come back for all that money, man. Or every last cent of it, they're gonna come back for.
Yeah, I could have used that money.
Nigga, my nigga, you just a hater, you know what I'm saying? I put out my business, you know what I'm saying? My business is called Rent a Spoons, you know what I'm saying? I rent out spoons to the community, forks, knives, all that shit. You need a plate, my nigga, you come over. You just a hater, my nigga. I got 50 racks, nigga. You just hate, nigga. I went ahead and put this car on them things, you know what I'm saying? I got the new Camaro, my nigga. You feel me? And you just a hater, nigga. I'm out here doing what I'm supposed to be doing, nigga. I'm grinding and you just mad, my nigga.
Right. And Officer
you can
O'Leary,
recycle the spoons.
Officer O'Leary gonna say, Cole, sit your ass down in this federal penitentiary for a few years. Dumbass niggas.
He did that shit so wrong.
The man said spoon rental. Wow.
You know what I'm saying, my nigga? All you got to do is just come up in there and see what it is. It's like a club, right? So you just pay like $45, right, for the month, and then you get weekly access to come into the club, but you get spoons, forks, knives, and dishes, my nigga. It's a win. I might even have some stripper bitches in there on the weekends, my nigga.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Spoons and strippers.
Don't forget you gotta the valet gonna ghost ride your Hellcat for you when you're parking outside.
Could you blame him at that point with the Hellcat? You know,
are niggas really out here buying Hellcats like that?
Off of PPP loans, yes they are.
I think one dude bought like a brand new G83 or 63, the German box for his woman. I'm like, dude, that money was
Oh
supposed to be
no.
you dumb mother. You
Well,
know
she
what?
driving Uber with it.
Shut up.
She driving Uber with it. She's a
That make me
contractor
mad.
for Uber.
Mm. Uber XL.
Well, it was a couple of years ago. And I'm trying to think. This was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Nigga got his tax return, and of course he had a bunch of kids on that motherfucker. And the first thing he went and did was he went and bought a Bentley, and he couldn't make the payment, so he immediately went into default. So all he really did
A
was
fucking Bentley.
yeah, he rented the Bentley for a month and went into default. So how long does it take to get your car? What, 60 days? So he had a Bentley for about 60 days for probably 7,000-8,000.
60 days, and I bet he took 6,000 pictures in that bitch.
Oh yeah.
How much booty he get with that though, man? Like how much cookie? I figure you would get it for a certain reason, specific reason even, and if you just got it just to spend 7 stacks in a month that time, I don't know what to tell.
Listen, if I spend $8,000 on a car like that purely for ass, I'm fucking every minute of the day. Let me see. We got 60 days. I'm gonna need to have about 360 women I fucked in that car. We talking
Alternate
about the
good
front
wives
seat,
you
the
just
trunk,
smashed.
with the trunk, everything. I'm having 47 kids. I'm doing everything because I feel like at the end of that 60 days, I'm dying of cancer or something. Shit.
Hey, let me ask y'all something. Is this true? Do they actually have a petition going
Yes.
to get Kevin Samuels off YouTube?
Nigga,
Yes, a
what?
bunch of her bitches.
Oh man.
Seriously?
Y'all, you
Yeah.
April Fools, bro.
Oh man.
April Fools is a little bit
It's a
too
bunch of
late,
her
Kev.
bitches.
Really? That's the
I've
thing?
asked a bunch of women. Their complaint with Kevin Samuels is, from what I've heard, is not that he's exactly wrong. It's that he's mean.
He's so mean.
Because when I really get
Oh,
into
get
what
the
he's
fuck out of
saying,
here.
Hey, they
he's
do be saying it
mean.
like that too. You mean?
And
Mean? I
then
mean, I'm a nice guy. Fuck.
And then you'll ask him, okay, well, what is he saying wrong? Well, he's talking about the bigger. I know big good women who got rich dudes. Okay, so when you go to the strip club, do you see fat bitches or do you see women with big big titties and skinny who work out? Well, um, oh, okay. They eventually
I'm
work
sorry.
themselves down.
I'm sorry. Even with that petition, which Indigenous TV says has 777 signatures so far, Kevin Samuels is not going anywhere, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because there are too many single women out there that are looking for a high value man. They want a high value man, and they think that Kev is the one to go to. So, and I mean, like, his popularity is a runaway train. So, good luck with that one.
Bless they heart.
Is it? I mean, and then the TV talking about their goal is 1,000. That man got over 1 million. Oh, these people are funny. Oh my god,
Bruh.
man, I wouldn't be worried about that shit. Just like somebody get black men being brutally honest off the air. Man, I got like 10 signatures so far, and I know these look like all the same handwriting, but like.
I know they clicked from all the same IP address, but I assure you we're in different locations.
Oh yeah, Mark Lowe had to drop off. Said that his phone was on E, but thanks for coming through, brother, and sharing your thoughts. You definitely made impact. And just come through anytime, man. Like I said, I'm on every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Yeah, but the night's topic is show the haters no mercy. Let me ask you all a question, and this might just be like sounding like I'm just trying to make talk right now. Have you ever shown a hater mercy? Ever?
Too much.
Oh, I'm the worst.
I've been a little bit
I'm the
nice.
worst fucking person
Yes,
ever.
I have.
Oh, okay. So we're all in agreement that we've shown haters mercy. But
Yes.
there's a few times that you have to step outside of yourself. and go ahead and deal with the hater head on. Now, whether that comes in the form of I don't know, a phone call, a confrontation, perhaps, a YouTube video, um, in whichever way you choose to deal with. Man, like damn, this space can be pure comedy sometimes. And I like contributing to the comical aspect. And I really think that's what we should be leaning like in some areas. We should be leaning toward having a good time. And how you do that, you introduce sort of a comical aspect. Now, if that didn't lead to beefing all the goddamn time, that might actually work. You know. But yeah. But anyway, we're at the 3 hour mark. And final thoughts, gentlemen, because I'm about to shut this mother sucker down. Donnie, stay on after the broadcast if you can. If you can, sir. Only if you can.
I got you.
Word. So, final statements, gentlemen.
Yeah, starting tomorrow, I will be going back out into the field in the job market to look for another job. And I won't reveal what type of jobs and or deal with anybody from now on. No
Word.
plan, talking, none of that shit. I had to learn that shit the hard way on Friday.
All right. All right, Mr. M. Thank you for that. And move in silence like lasagna. Shit, just don't show your hand to everyone. And it's not how many times you fall down, is how many times you get up. It's not how many jobs you lose, is whether you're working at the end of the day or not. And keep putting that foot forward, Mr. M. Seriously. So thanks for coming by, man. Okay, who's next?
I'll go ahead and go in next since you guys down and stay behind after the show. I will say, hopefully you charge a battery in my back as far as haters wise, as a car, regards to my current occupation. But nah, I'm gonna do what it do, and I ain't gonna. I kind of mastered this art over time, in my prior service, but now it's time to implement it in this arena. So it's gonna be interesting, even though I ain't asked for it, but it is what it is. Like that, it's showing haters mercy. At the end of the day, we all do it at one point in time. But I think that's the lesson and part of the training of coming to know when it's time. It's a time to chill, when it's time to kill, figuratively.
All right.
Air quotes. Shout out to Mrs. Z. But yeah. With that being said, no, I appreciate y'all having me on. Appreciate letting me come in, soak in the game, and yeah, this topic was right on topic, right on time because like I said, it's been a while since I felt like having a hater, felt the feeling of having a hater. Now that it's here, I'm like, oh shit, what to do? Like. So it is what it is. Appreciate you having me on. Appreciate you being brutally honest, and long live the habitual lion steps.
Long live Brute Almighty.
Appreciate that. Peace.
Peace.
Is it Donnie's turn yet? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Donnie finna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Donnie got a new business out here. You know what I'm saying? It's renting strippers, renting spoons. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is come up in there with a membership. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And we're going to get popping. You feel me? All you do is pay $45. You feel me? And we can get this going. It's a private club. You come up in there. You could buy a pair of cups. You know what I'm saying? And you can get 2 drinks for the price of 1. You feel me? It's rent a spoon. No, listen. I feel like these PPP loans is hilarious. I just think it's funny to make fun of. But check out my channel. You ain't shit for watching. I'm gonna drop 3-4 videos this week. One of the videos I'm gonna talk about. What's this one fucking name? It's a white dude. Basically, there's a lot of white people out here getting popped for fucking with kids, sexual assault, for the same shit that Cosby got put on, and nobody's talking about him. James Franco is a big ass celebrity. Why is James Franco not being blown up every fucking where? So this is the thing that I'm trying to bring attention to black folks. It's all too often when you have people talking about sexual predators, and they make black people the face of sexual predation, right? Black people are not the face of it. Black people are not in any real way the largest committers of any kind of sexual deviant type of situation, right? Oftentimes, what ends up happening is they want to portray black people as that just because they want to take the focus off of white folks. And it's been going on since Othello. If y'all don't know what the Othello is, y'all need to pick up books. Otherwise, check out my channel. You ain't shit for watching. I know I ain't shit. You ain't shit for watching. Y'all have a good night.
All right, and Donnie,
I'm staying.
Donnie, Ace XXX 777 said drop your link. To think you're gonna have a new sub. So go ahead and do that real quick. Donnie's about to drop his link to his channel, so go ahead and subscribe. And he got some good shit on the way, just like he said. I like Donnie's videos, seriously. Like they're very entertaining, and I'm not just saying that just because he's a habitual line stepper. If his shit suck, I tell him that too. But it's what it is, man. And Donnie has like what I like to call a magnetic personality. So check his channel out, YS4W, and also check out the other habitual line steppers. The Roger Report Live, he'll be on tomorrow morning, and most of you who are watching me right now watch him anyway, so y'all know. But check out my featured channels on this. My featured channels on my YouTube page. The channel you're on right now, and subscribe to each one of those people. We got Darth Skater 7, who is he does like he's more on the tech side and gaming side, but he'll come over here and shoot shit with us, whenever he has time. And he's probably more of a habitual line stepper than a lot of us. No cap. But as far that, and also let me mention our sister George as well. And we are kind of looking at a couple of people that might join the fray sooner or later. There's nothing anytime soon, but we got our eyeballs on you, a couple of you out there. So anyway, show the haters no mercy. And I have no problem explaining anything. If people feel like that I'm throwing shade, I am not. I have an open door policy. If you want to come ask me a question, ask me, and I will answer as brutally honest as possible, because that's who I am. Like I said, I learned to drop the filter at a very early age because I started to feel like that my emotions and my feelings were being taken advantage of when I was being a non-assertive person. And when I started being an assertive person and people started to see the more real side of me, they started to respect me more. But then again, I earned a lot of hate for it too as well. But I welcome all that shit. And like I said, I welcome all that shit just to get the truth out. Period. If you don't like what I'm saying, but I'm being factual, if the long term is to our benefit, then you can go fuck yourself on your feelings. I ain't got time for all of that. I'm going to get out what needs to be said, period. And if you don't like it, you can always not tune in. But if you do like it, like everybody who's been watching tonight and, the greatest chat on social media in the panel, then hey, that's some cool shit right there. But show the haters no mercy. We cannot, as a people, allow ourselves to get more and more out of control, to let things get more and more out of hand. Because, hey, a lot of us are tired of talking. We're tired of this. We're tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you're out here fucking up shit, there's always going to be a discussion about it, period. If you want this, if you want the talking to stop, just do better, period. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. It ain't on you to hate on me for wanting to help, or any of us here at the Habitual Line Steppers, or if you want to speak in the context of the Black Manosphere, or in black male spaces, period. So If you do, if you want mercy, go to church. You'll not find any here. And that's all I have to say about that. Long live the habitual line steppers and Kev We Trust. Tune in tomorrow night. Not real sure what I'm gonna talk about, but I'm sure it'll be a pretty good show. You know, due to your feedback, I do believe I'm throwing good shows. So, anyway, in Kev We Trust. Till tomorrow night.